Welcome to Special Stage and welcome to Cadwell Park. I've waited a little while to say that. I'm Paul Woodford and we are once again live for round 2 of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. And what you're watching right now is the future, without doubt, of our sport. A place where drivers, champions like Chris Ingram, Elliot Payne, cut their teeth. It is the Junior 1000 Rally Championship and they are mixing ranks with our seniors this weekend at Cadwell Park. The juniors will be doing 2 runs through this first stage of the day ahead of the main field. Then stage 2 will be the senior field only. Stage 3, once again, the juniors doing 2 runs through at the start. All crews on this rally doing 8 stages, and we will be bringing you live action and reaction at the end of the stages as well, in a similar format to the first round at Alton Park, the Neil Howard Rally, where we had 3 stages live in one chunk in the morning. And as you look at the screen, we do have somebody off the stage. Just trying to get a look at who that is. I think is it Largo? Lloyd Edwards in the little Citroen, putting the car off the wrong way through Barn. It is a tricky corner, that, even the correct direction. So the wrong way through Barn, slippery with the leaves on the circuit. It's a familiar place to see rally cars caught out. We've seen quite a few cars off there over the years, haven't we? Ciro Carinanti in the Porsche for one. I guess got Cosworth off there as well once, didn't we? But yeah, difficult place to get right, and as you can see just from the leaves on the tyres of that little C1, there are a lot of leaves on the circuit. We went for a wander around this morning. It is damp. This first stage is a short, sharp blast. Charlie Mathewson, Ian Bass, who lead the Junior 1000 Championship, into the finish after stage 1. They will loop back round and do a second stage before we get our senior crews through. So you're staring down the start finish at Cadwell Park there as the junior crews come out of the pit lane, as it is at a race meeting, but the wrong direction. As I say, we had a little wander, and the stage starts at the Lodge Road end of the circuit. So the cars enter the venue at the old hairpin here at Cadwell, which means that they fire their cars up the wrong way towards the mountain. And let me tell you, driving the wrong way, as I have done many times, up Hall Bends is an interesting way to drive Cadwell Park. It's very blind. This morning is very slippery under those tyres, and it is a bit of a baptism of fire for our junior crews. Jack Birch, experienced co-driver Mike Jode, alongside into the finish in his Micra. As I say, the Junior Rally Championship, the Junior 1000 Championship as it is known, for 14 to 17-year-old drivers, has been a formidable proving ground and a place for real talent to shine and grow here in British rallying. We're going to be bringing you reaction from the second run through for the juniors. At the moment, Mackenzie Snowden and Jonathan Turnbull alongside has clumped, looks like a bale on the driver's side, which is unusual. Normally it's the co-driver's side, isn't it? In the little Suzuki Alto. And as you see on the screen there, Ross Cudmore, Graham Mines, another crew off. And again, it looks like, yeah, that's at Barn as well. I told you, very slippery, very difficult to get right correct direction in this kind of weather, slippery underfoot. It's not wet particularly. There's a bit of rain this morning, a sprinkle if that, but it is under the trees there, and there are a lot of leaves on the circuit. Ross Cudmore, the son of John Cudmore, a man who many people will know well if they're local to this circuit, but he also ran Petter Solberg in the World Rally Championship. Before that was heavily involved with the Hyundai World Rally Car program, the Accents. And there you go, another one. Matty Franklin showing just how slippery it is there at Barn. The junior's getting away at the moment with those moments, but that would have been quite a scary one for Matty, coming in hot there and just looked like he touched the brakes and lost the back end. But he's off and he's running with minimal damage looking at that. Dan Taylor, Stuart Gilks are through into the finish. And the Lotus Pits rally team car, a colour scheme and indeed a team that we're used to seeing here in the MGJ Circuit Rally Championship, but not in the juniors. Mike Taylor, Kathy Stewart have been staunch competitors in this series and indeed winners in the series over the past 7 or 8 years at least. And here they are, as Mike said to me this morning when I was queuing up in the clubhouse here at Cadwell Park. Here they are driving the van and trailer and servicing, swapping roles. Thomas Marriott and experienced co-driver Robert Brooke. The juniors have experienced co-drivers with them. I think they've got to be National A, or it's a modern equivalent of National A, isn't it now? I'm a little bit out of touch with the licence gradings, but yeah, you've got to have a national level co-driver alongside you in one of these junior cars to help guide you through these stages. But as we've seen, when the stages are slippery and when the real challenge is getting the cars around these circuit venues as quickly as possible, and it's not just circuit venues that the championship visits. A couple of cancellations in the Junior 1000 Championship this season so far, this being round 5 of the championship. Charlie Mathewson of Bangers and Cash fame is leading the championship by, I think it's 12 points. By no means a done deal. So they are, as you can see, pushing hard out there. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Special State and welcome to the Lincolnshire World. This is round 2 of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. We are at Cadwell Park. And at the moment, you're watching the Junior 1000 Championship. Junior rally drivers aged 14 to 17 finding their feet on this tricky Cadwell Park stage. First place I ever remember watching rally in Cadwell Park when I was 3 years old. There's a photo of me stood next to, I think it's Brian Bell's Metro 6R4. In those days, they used to use a lot of the off-road sections. Used to fly, and I mean fly, up the bank between Mansfield Bank and the Spectator Valley. Now they very much use the circuit with a couple of the link roads and that exciting section through the assembly area. If you know the venue here, you'll know what I mean. Chance for spectators to see the cars really up close and feel the energy of these cars, and make no mistake, it's different to forest rallying and asphalt rallying on closed roads. Of course it is, but it is fast and it is pretty tricky in these junior cars with these inexperienced drivers just finding their feet and developing their talent. It will be scary out there. Largo Lloyd Edwards with Caron Tomlinson alongside, coming through the finish where we are. Bit of damage showing on the front right corner. The juniors catching themselves out at Barn mainly so far, as we saw. Again, Matty Franklin through the finish. Very little damage to the back of that little Citroen C1. Very lucky to get away with that, because that was a fairly quick spin, wasn't it? Back end around over the inside curb and over the grass. You're not stopping on the grass at Barn. I've done that in a pickup truck before, but don't tell anyone, will you? Basically spent my lockdown during the coronavirus cutting the grass, looking after the place here with a couple of members of staff. And let's just say, if there was ever a Ford Ranger fire truck race around Cadwell Park, I would be entering, because my lap times were pretty good. If I do say so myself. Wasn't bad on a lawnmower either. Juniors then back in the stage. We're looking out for that first car in the juniors. Car 101, Charlie Mathewson, Ian Bass alongside. Championship leader, and at that, you've got to surely presume a star of the future and someone that we should very much be looking out for in years to come as he goes through the junior ranks, having impressed so far this season. Out on this tricky stage where we have seen people off in this first stage of the day. Our split screen there showing you a view down the start-finish straight the wrong direction as the cars come around the circuit. Wrong direction over the mountain. They're going to come back down through the pit lane and then out back onto the stage. As you're watching there, you're also watching in the inset picture the assembly area where I mentioned, if you've been to Cadwell Park, a favourite place to watch, particularly as it starts to get dark. John Stone had a big do there a few years ago. You probably remember that on our coverage, coming into the assembly area. In fact, in this orientation as well, up the slip road, which is normally the paddock exit road, the wrong direction, and got it all wrong, went through the fence into the hospitality building. The hospitality building, which is no more, is gone. The famous landmark here at Cadwell Park. Those of you who have spent a BSB in there will be gutted, I'm sure. It had a certain charm, but believe you and me, it took a bit of upkeep. It was a case of rebuilding and bodging it year after year. So great to see MSV putting further investment into this fantastic venue here at Cadwell. There'll be a new hospitality suite there next year. For now, it's just the foundations, so very much less for John Stone, or anyone else, in fact. Don't want to be too unfair on Mr. Stone and the Legend Fires team. Very much less for anyone to hit coming through into the assembly area there. The famous tractor tyres and lorry tyres on the apex of the circuit on many of the corners are very easy to get a wheel on. And if you do that, we saw Stuart Ramby have a big one a few years ago, didn't we? You're having a bit of a do. There is Charlie Mathewson then. Nicely done through Barn. That is a corner which, going the wrong direction on a slippery surface, has caught quite a few of our crews out so far. We will get some reaction from our juniors as they come through the finish here this time around, second stage. And our championship leader, Charlie Mathewson, has cleared that tricky corner at Barn, which some of his fellow competitors struggled with this morning, and he's now back into the second part of the stage. These cars are production spec. They sound raughty. Most of them have got, well, the more modern, the C1s and the Igos and things like that have got 3-cylinder engines, haven't they? So they already sound like little motorbikes. And the Micras as well have got naughty exhausts on, but apart from that, they're very standard. A set of fast road suspension and a set of nice rally tyres, and that's about as far as you can go, keeping things nice and even as far as the playing field is concerned. It's a championship which has been going since I started rallying, the Formula 1000, which became the Junior 1000 Rally Championship, with the change in regs to allow for 14-year-olds out there competing. And it's a formula which, as I've already mentioned, has worked wonders for British rallying. Chris Ingram, our European rally champion. Elliot Payne, our youngest ever BTRDA Gold Star rally champion. Both started in the Junior 1000. In fact, Elliot Payne took victory here in the juniors in 2018. Cadwell Park, and the bigger of the circuits in this championship now were not part of the roster back in the day when Chris Ingram was doing his junior rallying. But you may or may not remember the feature we did when I jumped in the car with Chris at Trolls Vineyard at the tank ranges over in North Wales, and he impressed us back then. Never seen a 14-year-old left foot breaking his way around a rally stage. I was pretty mesmerised inside that little Citroen in those days. And look what Chris Ingram has gone on to do. Just next week we'll be sporting his Tony Pond Tash for Movember inside that David Appleby Engineering TR7 V8 Works spec historic rally car on, of course, the RAC rally, the Roger Albert Clark rally. I would say it's all eyes on the RAC, but not quite yet. It's all eyes in the Lincolnshire Wolds on Cadwell Park, as you see, going through barn, and just a negative camber on the front of that Micra. Riley Chester with Victoria Swallow alongside, making his way through barn. Not that tricky, making it look nice and easy in that K11 Micra, but we've seen a few others struggle with that so far. There's your championship leaders, Charlie Mathewson, followed by Daniel Taylor. And the Lotus Bits car, just back end, just stepping out ever so slightly. And just stood along from Dad Mike Taylor, who's watching the results come through and perhaps didn't see that little twitch through barn, which is probably a good thing. That little Suzuki Alto there, just getting ever so close to the pit lane exit. Perhaps that's how the damage was done on the first way around for Mackenzie Snowden. Nice line through barn. That's how you've got to do it if you're going the wrong way through barn. You don't want to take too much curb, because those curbs are vicious the wrong way around. It's like having a multiple impact on the suspension, but just catch the curb, keep it straight, and aim for the middle part of the bit of circuit between hairpin and barn. But you've got to get it slowed down for the merge that comes up just out of view around that corner. There are some big hay bales with a big sign saying merge, and if you get as far as that sign and if you're not yet merged, well, you're in trouble. The junior championship crews then, all 11 of them running at the head of the field, which means they get the most greasy, the most slippery section of tarmac that our crews will get to do today. We call it green, don't we, in the industry? It's very green out there under those trees at this time of year. There's still a few track days taking place, but there's a lot of downtime, a lot of chance for the circuit crews to review, alter, develop, improve the circuits, which means there are a lot of farm machinery, a lot of tractors running up and down the circuit, on and off the grass at this time of year, which means when we come to this event, the tarmac is not exactly rubbered in, let's say. If you're just tuning in, welcome to our live coverage of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. We got things underway in style, didn't we, at the first round? Alton Park for the Neil Howard Rally. And we saw some new championship protagonists opening things up. An interesting, very interesting start to proceedings. John Griffiths, our reigning champion, with Emma Morrison alongside, making second place in the championship points from fourth place overall. He won overall here with Emma alongside on his way to championship victory a year ago, November 2022, and he'll be looking to do the same today. But it was Michael Igo who had a big accident here, taking the rear corner of that Fiesta Rally 2 off in the April rally of this year, one of the final rounds of the championship for the Alan Healy Memorial, the second of the rallies to visit Cadwell Park. Michael Igo will be really hoping not to do that again. We seem to have lost, as we wait for our crews to come into the finish, we seem to have lost Charlie Mathewson. Jack Birch is the first of our junior crews through, and we're going to stop Jack here and get a bit of a feel for how things were out there. Second on the road, but first one into the finish. Jack, it's slippery through there, but you managed quite well compared to some of your competitors.
Yeah, it's very slippy. We've had 2 spins, but we've made it anyway.
Well, you have all the panels intact, it looks like, so you've got away with your spins. Fun, though?
Yeah, amazing place. Never been here before, but it's well good.
Well good, I'll take that. Yep, Cadwell Park is well good, and is, in my opinion, one of the, if not the best circuits in the country. Charlie Mathewson is into the final time control just at the back of Chris Curve now, so he'll be heading towards us soon, and I don't know if you've seen and I've missed what happened there. Didn't see anything as I was multitasking, watching the end of our live stream there just before Jack came into the finish, but Jack Birch second on the road, enjoying himself, having a couple of spins in the Micra, but big smile on his face. Hasn't been here to Cadwell Park before. That'll be an eye-opener for him. I'm not sure many of the competitors in this series, particularly the ones that are doing this for the first season, Willoughby, actually. Here comes Charlie Matthewson with the Matthewsons.co.uk livery, of course famous from Bangers and Cash and Thorpenny Dale, the classic car auctions. Comes into the finish. Should have been first on the road. Let's find out what went on there. Lampard's already bolted on. Charlie, you had a bit of a do in there, I think, as soon as you're second into the finish.
Yeah, well, I got a bit ambitious and just came in and thought, oh, well, because we braked too early on the first one. And we came out on this one and thought we'd brake a bit later. And yeah, just overcooked it a bit.
That's fine. We like ambition. It's what the series is all about. And you're still here to fight for the next few stages. Ian Bass alongside, looking like he's had a good old run inside that little Matthewson's C1. Well, that looked fun. You managed to just about keep it and point in the right direction that time.
Yeah, just about. Very slippy out there.
Yeah.
Very slippy.
Fun though.
Of course, very fun. Always fun.
Always fun. There you go. Always fun. And not too many bits of bodywork missing on the side of that little Citroen C1. Riley, lots of fun out there.
Yeah, really fun, really slippy.
You managed to keep it quite neat and tidy though.
Yeah, it didn't feel very safe, but it was good fun.
Feel very safe. I love that. Didn't feel very safe. I can assure you, it was very safe. Joshua Slaughter saying he had lots of fun out there, but Riley Chester saying didn't feel very safe. Dan, are you happy?
Yep, just improvement from the last stage, doing well.
Last time I saw you here at Cadwell Park, you were servicing for your mum and dad and you were running about, you were tiny, running around the service area. Here you are as a rally driver. That's a bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here, but it's good fun.
There we go, Dan of the Lotus Bits team that I mentioned earlier, Stuart Gilks alongside, who again used to co-drive in that team. Here's the little Suzuki Alto. Mackenzie Snowden, who got ever so close to the pit exit on that second time around, but not as close as he got to something the first time around. I'm not sure I should be opening that door, actually, Mackenzie. You made a bit of a mess of that.
Yeah, just came around the corner and stepped out a bit and just slid into a bale, but yeah.
Whereabouts were you on the circuit?
Coming into the entry right chicane, the one part.
After the S-bend.
After the S-bend.
Just the top of Hall Bends. There you go. We'll let you get to service and try and straighten that door out. Otherwise, he's staying in there to eat his lunch. Mackenzie Snowden through the finish here, finishing stage 2 with, well, some battle scars, shall we say, on that little Suzuki Alto. Well, Tom, you were one of the few crews who got through there, I think, unscathed.
Yeah, it was very quick, very quick that time, with 21 seconds faster. So, I think at the end of the day, it's looking for a good run because we're out at Anglesey next week. So, looking to be, in one piece.
There we go. That's the first bit of strategy we've heard from our junior crew so far. Tom Marriott reporting that he's looking for a good run because he's getting ready with Rob Brooke alongside for Anglesey next weekend. So he's 21 seconds faster than his first time through there. Lewis, you happy through there? Your rev counter says no fear. Was there no fear out there?
There was no fear, no fear.
John Shepherd reporting plenty of fear from the co-driver side, but all good.
Yeah, all good. Very slippy. Lots of leaves left on the track and it's making it all slippy.
That's it, and you guys get the first run through on those leaves. Lewis Arnold reporting it's very slippy, but big smiles on their faces. And let's just say as well, guys, how well these guys are doing, because this is the first time some of them will have had a camera pointed at their face. Ross, you've got a bent wing as well. I'm struggling to... Your dad loves fixing bent bits of bodywork, you know that?
He does, he absolutely adores it. It's his favourite thing to do.
How did it go there?
Yeah, it was good. We had a bit of an off at the first stage. Rears locked up and just slid off, but Marshall's got us back on track and then felt good. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep the pace going for the rest of the day.
Nice and confident there from Ross Cudmore, another man who, last time I saw him, he was, well, I think he was a baby when I last saw him, actually. John Cudmore, his dad, used to help set up my first rally car from RASP, where he used to run the Hyundai Accent World Rally cars of Steve Simpson and others in Grimsby, not far, 20 minutes up the road from Louth here at Cadwell Park. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, if you're watching this at home, just spare a thought for how well these guys are doing with someone pointing a camera inside their doors. All these wings, you just don't want interviews, do you? That's what you're all doing. Take the driver's side out and he can't speak to us. How's it gone out there?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Really slippery.
Very slippery?
Yeah.
You had a bit of a moment here?
Yeah. Is it bad?
That's not too bad. Well, I can't get in the car, so that's probably good. But you won't be able to get out until the service crew have had a go at that. Karen Tomlinson enjoying himself in the co-driver seat. Big smile on his face. Largo, Lloyd Edwards asking, is it bad? Well, I could barely open the door, pal, but I didn't want to over-ham it too much. But yeah, great to see these guys with loads of enthusiasm and loads of ambition as well. Charlie Mathewson reporting that he got a bit over-ambitious. We'll go with that, can't we? If you've got a bit too much ambition at this age, well, then you've got a bit to rein in, and that's good. Last thing you want to do is get out and find you haven't got enough ambition, I think. This is the North Humberside Stages Rally here at Cadwell Park. It's round 2 of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship, and kicking us off in style, you've got to say, on this slippery Cadwell Park rally stage this morning are our Junior 1000 Championship crews, and how well they've done both on the stage and in front of camera this morning so far. Matty, I'd say you're about the luckiest driver out there today. You got away with that moment through Barn, and that was a fast spin.
I know, I took it too fast and the tyres were just wet and slippy, but all fine now and carrying on.
Very entertaining. You'll enjoy watching that one back. That one will definitely be played in the playground at school next week. It's amazing to think how young these guys are and how much talent and ambition they've got out there in these little 1 litre cars, and big smiles on their faces as they come through to complete these first couple of stages. We're just awaiting our senior crews through the stage now. A couple of last-minute checks, and they'll be straight into the stage. So we'll get back to the stage action, but there we go. Our junior championship crew showing in some ways how it should be done, and perhaps occasionally how not to do it. And most importantly, I suppose, if you're a senior crew waiting to get into the stage here at Cadwell Park, you're looking at that thinking, well, Barn looks slippery. Maybe won't push too hard through there on the first stage of the day. So we will be live with you here on special stage for the first 3 stages as one broadcast. We'll take a pause to do some work for the TV show in the middle 2 stages of the day. Then 6, 7 and 8 spot lamps bolted on. We'll be back live this afternoon, so make sure whatever you do, you stay tuned and click the link to subscribe to our coverage here at special stage, and we'll bring you live coverage throughout the day. Just awaiting our first senior crews into the stage, and as I say, we got things well under the way at Alton Park. John Griffiths, Emma Morrison lead the way, our championship leaders, and here's a man who knows a thing or two about rallying at Cadwell Park. John Goff. You can't wander over mid-live broadcast and then say you're not going to talk to us. John, what capacity are you here in this weekend? I did see you here.
Capacity? Well, that's a good one. I'm just wandering around, looking after people.
Just wandering around. Who are you looking after?
All the minis. Yeah, good.
Your mini challenge seems to have come alive this year. It took a little bit of a slow start while people got their head around the concept, and there you go. Suddenly people saw these affordable, competitive rally cars, and it looked a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go probably, but we have to have if we're going to have affordable cars, we've got to have affordable events, and that's what we're working on, and we're working with the clubs and everything, and that's good at the moment.
That's John Goff there, who you may remember from the rallyschool.co.uk days, now runs the mini challenge, and it's not just on these circuit rallies that you'll see the mini challenge crews out. So our first senior crews are out on the stage right now. And you can see John Griffiths and Emma Morrison, the first of our crews through in the Fiesta R5. Second place in the championship points at the first round at Alton Park from 4th overall. They won here last November. They'll be looking to do that again, of course, to keep that championship defence on track. Mark Kelly with Pro Tyre, Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship coordinator Paul Morris alongside at car number 2, and they've gone off and taken out the hay bale in the pit lane, which is chicane as they come in there very fast. They've got to get that Skoda stopped, and they haven't done. You can see there's a lot of smoke Perhaps that's going to be game over if that's radiator damage on the Skoda Fabia. That's a big blow if so on the very first stage of the day, just struggling under the braking. That's not what anybody wants. Second car on the road, we said it was slippery, and you know the junior cars are not carrying as much speed into there. The pit lane doesn't get any use at this time of year, and Mark Kelly and Paul Morris are off with a lot of smoke coming out of that Skoda. Michael Igoe, Will Atkins making their way through there. They are our current championship leaders, having put maximum points on the board at the first round at Alton Park in the Fiesta Rally 2. They'll have seen that incident from Mark Kelly and Paul Morris. Donna Preston, Paul's other half, and one of our other championship coordinators in the Pro Tyre Asphalt Rally Championship is watching in service, and will no doubt have seen that and will be watching eagerly to make sure the crew are okay. I'm sure they are. The car's clumped the hay bale in the pit lane. Car 2 looks like it won't be going any further today. Tony Robinson, Paul Spooner there. They were 7th overall here last year. 6th in the championship. Points last season, which of course finished this year. Get your head around that. And they were 10th overall at the first round, so a strong start from them. There's Paul Murrow and Craig Simkis swapping places with Callum Cross here for the second round. Paul Murrow went well at the opening round at Alton Park, 6th place overall, and that was a strong top 10 leaderboard, wasn't it? Haven't got any results in front of me, but we will keep you in the loop. Oh, and we've got an off there as well from Ollie O'Donovan and Ashley Morris in the first of the Hyundai i20 R5s going off at Barn, where we saw a couple of our junior crews going off and clumping the Armco on the right-hand side. There is some Recticel bale there, which hopefully has saved that Hyundai, but that was quite a hard hit. The car bouncing into the air as it went off the circuit there. So a dramatic opening stage here at Cadwell Park. If you just tuned in, Mark Kelly, Paul Morris are currently languishing in the pit lane, having hit the hay bale. Absolutely gutted for them on the opening stage. And Ollie O'Donovan and Ashley Morris. Ollie more used to rally crossing, not taking a rally cross line into the barriers there at Barn. Legend Fires rally team there you saw on the screen. John Stone, Laura Connell. Laura was 5th overall with Andy Scott this time last year at Cadwell. She's in with John, her now usual partnership, back in that Polo GTI R5, freshly rebuilt, and got to say what a fantastic job they've done with it. It looks absolutely brilliant, and not got the show-stopping liveries that we're used to from the Legend Fires rally team yet, but watch this space. One of those things I look forward to in the new season after Christmas is watching what livery John Stone puts on his World Rally car or his R5 as it is these days. It's always been a bit of a highlight, but for now it's in plain white, but that unmistakable Legend Fires livery still emblazoned on the side of that Polo. John Griffith then, Emma Morrison, on what has been a pretty dramatic and, well, defining here at round 2, opening stage, is through the finish. We'll get John's thoughts. Our championship, former champions, reigning champions, I should say. I'm all out of sync with this winter rallying lark where we finish halfway through the season, then start again at the back end of the year. Reigning champion, there we go. John Griffiths, Emma Morrison into the finish. And I tell you what, it's the very first stage of the day, but a number of competitors haven't made it through the finish. John, a dramatic first stage for some. You kept things neat and tidy, though.
Yeah, very, very difficult. Very, very greasy. Struggled to get temperature into them. They just started coming towards the end. Yeah, every corner was an accident. And I think Mark's hit the tyre wall at the bottom.
O'Donovan had a big one after that as well, but I think he's lived to fight another day.
Who's gone off as well?
Yeah, so you won here last year, and it was a fantastic battle that you had. The competition is even more fierce. The leaderboard is formidable, isn't it, this year?
Yeah, it is. I'm really looking forward to having a ding-dong with Mark again, but never mind, Michael's behind us, so we'll watch him.
Catch up with him. John Griffiths, fairly happy with that, reporting, as we would expect, that it was really slippery out there. And Here's a man who wing mirror off the car, but that's about the only damage, I think.
That fell off before we started today, Paul.
Well, it's not the first time you've taken a bit off here at Cadwell Park, so I know you'll be just a little bit wary of some of those infield bits where it's quite green and slippery.
Yeah, it's a lot slicker than last time we were here, to be fair. Yeah, I know it's interesting conditions out there, but let's see what the rest of the day brings.
Championship leader after the first round, and what a first round that was. Great way to kick off the series.
Yeah, no, definitely. Everything it went as well as it could, I suppose, on the first championship round, and we just need to keep our heads down today and I think it's going to be about a good, clean round is where it's going to be.
Talk about your racing experience. You haven't done a lot here.
No, this is never a GT car track, more built for what we're in today, or motorbikes.
We did try when I was here at Cadwell Park to get GT cars here. We got the odd one as part of another series, but Michael Igo, an experienced racing driver, now getting his head around rallying. Tony, you happy out there?
Yeah, I hope so. We had a little bit of an engine muted scenario going on last time out. Hopefully it goes better this time.
Nice and slippery for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Tony and Paul. Nice and experienced. Donna absolutely gutted for the pair out there. Mark and Paul Morris stuck out there in the pit lane having had that accident. You heard from them?
No, I've not heard from them, but I think by all accounts it's all okay. But yeah, absolutely gutted for them today. Yeah.
As well, that's Donna Preston, the other half of Paul Morris, who is out here waiting, hoping that they might come through the finish. Well, you guys went well at the first round, and it's looking good so far here.
We went well at the first round, the second half. Yeah, no.
Enough with that?
Yeah, good for that for the first run. Yeah, I think we'll go all right.
Paul Morris looks quietly confident inside. Craig Simkis alongside. Ollie O'Donovan won't want to stop and talk to us for long because he'll have a bit of damage to fix. Well, you were lucky to get back after that, weren't you?
Oh, yes, we were off there. I don't know, we're just discussing, I think 7, 8, 9 seconds maybe.
There's a clue that you're not rallycrossing anymore, so you've got a co-driver.
There's a little clue in the game, and she'd say it was slippery, and I thought, oh, it's 10, 15 foot wide, loads of space. Soon ran out of it.
You did, and you're here to fight another day. Ollie O'Donovan, you saw that dramatic incident there on the side of the stage at Barn, managing to get back here. And here's John Stone, Laura Connell. Laura's grinning. Well, Laura Connell's having fun. I don't know about you, John.
Yeah, it was just about getting round, really. Back in the car together the first time since a big crash, so yeah, good.
Yeah.
All good.
Well, it looks great, and the team have done a fab job, haven't they?
Yeah, done an awesome job. I mean, just brilliant. It's great to be back in the car with them all.
It's very rare for there to be a better livery on your helmet than on the car, though. John, Laura Connell enjoying themselves in that Polo GTI R5, the second of the O'Donovans. Patrick O'Donovan, who had a cleaner run through there than the other team car.
Yeah, you know, I think I saw the back of Dad's car there. It didn't look too clean, but no, it's pretty good. First ever time doing any sort of rally, anything. So nice to have Jack alongside me. You know, he's got a bit of experience, but wow.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a touch. He's been around a bit.
Champion stage there in the co-driver's seat. O'Donovan getting his first taste of rallying in an R5 Hyundai at Cadwell Park. That is a baptism of fire. Asphalt Pro Tyre, Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Champion co-driver Jack Morton alongside. Jack's done his fair stints here in the Junior Championship and cut his teeth on rallies like these, and is a very, very good, safe pair of hands to have alongside you if you want to go fast on your first rally in an R5 in the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. A lot of muddy cars, which you might not expect if you were tuning in, watching Rally Champions. You look like you've been working hard in here.
Yeah, that is fairly interesting, slippery, but yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, must admit.
Not as bad as you thought, so just a case of getting around that first stage and now you can get the hammer down, right?
Yeah, well, cold tyres, cold brakes, the first sort of couple hundred yards was pretty lively, but then, yeah, you know, we fucked up on the first tight hairpin, apart from that was all right.
Sorry about that. Fantastic. It's a bit lively. We'll not repeat the other bit from Steve. Sam Fordham alongside. Get out of it, Martin Hodgson pointing at the co-driver. We'll maybe do that later. Well, a lot of people reporting it was just a case of getting round, but you know this place well enough, so I'm not going to give you that one. You still got mud on your helmet from Alton Park.
Just sliding it about, having some fun.
Was it fun?
Oh, it's good fun. It's good fun, mate. It is. Not a lot of grip, but there's not a lot of grip for everybody.
I can't believe you haven't washed your helmet after Alton.
Nah. I ain't washed my hair.
Martin Hodgson, a character as always, hasn't washed his hair. since Alton Park when he went through that water splash and got covered in mud. There we go, Steve. It's a bright livery. We can't miss you. How did it go out there?
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, we enjoyed it. Having a day of having fun. That's what it's about.
It's about learning cars in weather like this, isn't it?
Learning cars. I keep getting different cars, and somebody's put this thing on the steering wheel. I don't know what it's for.
Well, you better use it later on, eh? Yeah. Steve Hill, not quite sure what that thing on the steering wheel's for. Should we go with gear stick? Now, we talk about Darien weather, and I know it's a bit of a cliche and I overuse it, but it's never really Darien weather here at Cadwell Park. But had such a fantastic performance at round one. You've got a bit of damage to repair here, Jason.
Yeah, kind of slid into a bale, lost my mirror. Yeah, just very slippy this morning.
Well, let's hope you don't need that mirror later on, because, you know, you went so well at round one considering those slippery conditions, and it wasn't Darien weather. It's never Darien weather at Cadwell Park.
No, well, I've never been here before, so it's a bit of a learning curve. Good track, very enjoyable, a lot of sideways, so well, yeah, should be fun.
The learning curve is so far punching hard on the side of that blue Darien that went so well at the opening round. Second of our Dariens again went so well. James Garner really impressed us and is hopefully having a good day out there so far after stage one.
At the moment, no. On the first stage, the gears are gone, so we've been stuck in fourth gear all the way round. So, nightmare. But
the days of Thunder moment will get you pushed through the finish and you can get to service and sort it out.
Yeah, we go anyway. But, yeah. Okay, thank you.
James Garner having a bit of a nightmare, fourth gear. Stuck in fourth gear. Local pair here from near me over in Hull. Phil Burton, Kate Burton alongside from Maple Garage. It's nice to see Gav Heseltine on the rear of that car, a man who would absolutely have loved watching this morning so far. Entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining, slippery. Feel sorry for them boys, all that power in that two-wheel drive, but yeah, got the first round away, which is out of it.
Not Darien weather, is it?
Not Darien weather this morning.
It's super impressive weather.
Four-wheel drive weather this morning, thank you.
Team Maple enjoying themselves with four-wheel drive to help them do just that. I'll tell you what, Ian, you guys were going well out there.
Yeah, first time here, so we're just playing in. We'll be all right.
Interesting, normally first time here people go a lot slower than that.
I did the track day yesterday just to get a bit of experience, but I've got to finish. That's my most important thing.
There we go. That's a difficult enough thing to do on your first time doing a rally at Cadwell Park, let me tell you. So there was a track day organised by Northamptonshire Motor Club yesterday in Hucklebridge, taking advantage of that chance. Just get a feel for the circuit. Clearly it's not set up for rallying at that point, but you do get a feel for the faster sections, and they're all important. Because there are some really fast braking zones here at Cadwell Park. Coming through Chris Curve towards the gooseneck, and a rally car, particularly with dirt on the tyres, will always want to swap ends on you there. So just get a feel for that would have been really important yesterday. Daniel Paul, who was first in his class in the championship this season, is back here in the Corsa Super 1600. D-Dog Paul on the rear window. How was that?
Good, yeah. Good to be back out in car because we rolled at Anglesey and it's all new again. So
championship defence starts here.
Yeah, Neil Howard, I'm just writing that one off as bad experience. So yeah, no, it was good. Slippy, but we're getting a bit of a rhythm now. So
slippy, but getting in the rhythm after one stage. There we go. That's fighting talk almost, isn't it? After one stage at Cadwell Park from Daniel Paul. Paul Sheard. You love this place. You've always got a big grin on your face when you get to the end of a stage at Cadwell.
It's ace, mate. It's just such a fabulous place to be. We caught a car 24 with escort on stage, which held us up a little bit, but just awesome to be here. Great event, loving it.
And because you race MX-5s, you will have raced here, as some racing drivers wouldn't have raced here if their cars were too big.
No. So when it comes to the last two stages, although I can't see it in the dark at my age, I will be quite comfortable with that one.
That's why they did that later on, so you didn't have too much of an advantage.
We'll definitely eliminate that one.
Definitely eliminate. I don't think it will. I think he's being modest. Paul Sheard. Colin Stevens alongside another former member of Team Lotus Bits at times here in the Circuit Rally Championship. Right, here we go. Jake, one of the few crews who I miss is I'm trying to multitask here with the stream, and I missed you through there, but you're here, so it must have gone all right.
Yeah, very unbelievably slippy. I can't remember the last time I've tried to get traction and just nothing anywhere, but there's quite a lot of oil as well around the track, loads of oil, but we'll see what we can do.
That's not off Andy Willoughby's tractor. Lovely livery on that M&D Motors Lakeside Garage Mark II. Very Clubman Motorsport, that, isn't it? Dave, you definitely need that four-wheel drive today.
Oh yeah, very good, very slippy out there. There's quite a few moments, but managed to hold it together.
A bit of broadside.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, proper. Yeah, our 32nd man caught us up, man. So I must have slowed him down a bit there to well.
Hammer down for stage 2 then. Dave Hornbrook, not quite as fast as he would have liked to have been through there, but here's a man. You definitely. Mr. Sawley, you're struggling with the gear stick.
No, we got held up by 20.
He did acknowledge that.
Sorry?
He did acknowledge that. He was apologetic.
Lost quite a bit of time, but it's tight through the back, so we just got to. First stage, so we went all right. I think lost maybe a bit of time then.
Nature of the gig, but it means you must have been going pretty fast to catch your 32nd man.
Yes.
On the flip side. There we go. Stephen Sawley, who knows how to go quickly, but it's very difficult to go quickly when you're stuck behind somebody on the stage. And you see that TR7 V8 going very sideways at Barn. Have I missed a bit of a moment there for the TR7 V8? I'm not sure. Alistair Stables, I just saw TR7 V8 going ever so sideways just there. How were you out there?
You nearly saw the tree in front of us. Yeah, we were good. It's slippery, but it's starting to dry up in the top. So
strong performance at round 1. So is it eyes on the championship at this stage?
100%. We were 3rd overall last year, so it's consistency is what works for us. And yeah, we'll see how our time is here.
A few men who make the sideways is not fast thing completely a myth. It's very fast and it's very entertaining. Alistair Stables in that glorious Chevette. Sorry that I Dave, you happy enough out there?
Yeah.
He's panting, he's working out.
It's lovely, yeah, it's spot on. Just took a half a lap to get into it again, but yeah, we're good, we're all right.
Yes.
We didn't
been here a few times.
A lot of traffic in the way, but that's what we've got in it.
That's what you've got, that's exactly it. It's one of the occupational hazards of circuit rallying, and indeed single venue rallying full stop. So just hoping that I didn't stop watching the stream at the wrong moment there, and that we didn't have a moment. Anthony Windle, John Henley were definitely getting very sideways through Barn in that TR7 V8. Looking forward to seeing one of those in action next week. You guys were having fun out there in this BMW, I noticed.
It was very slippery, yeah. A bit scary. But
isn't that why you bought a rally car like this?
Absolutely, yeah, that's what you do, isn't it? A bit rusty, been out, it's a couple of years since we've been out, but it's good. Really enjoyed it, yeah. So first time here, so thank you very much.
First time at Cadwell Park, and he's enjoying himself going sideways, and that's why he bought himself a BMW 3 Series. The rear bumper just trailing off the back of that 3 Series, but that is absolutely fine. David Dalton in the RX-8. We don't see many RX-8s at rallying, but we do see a few, and they're a favourite track day weapon around here. How was it in the slippery conditions?
Slippery. Very, very slippery. Yeah. And there's something wrong with the car.
Okay. We'll let you get service. Davey reporting it's slippery out there in the RX-8, and a very complicated car to fix if something goes wrong in service, so let's hope it's nothing major. Andy, game face on this morning?
All right, got through that first stage, unlike the last time here when we put it off, so far so good.
Just as slippery as the last time, though?
Absolutely slippery, treacherous out there. We had a small, didn't have an off, just a little minor indication where we understeered, reversed, but I would lost 10 seconds.
Well, you did get the memo, that's why you've got a Mark II. There we go. Kermit the Frog in the back of that Escort, kicking up the gravel into the passage control here in the paddock. Probably not in the brief, but definitely got the memo about how slippery it should be out there. I'm not sure if producer Wayne in the studio van can see or hear me, but I would like to know whether we had an issue with the TR7 V8 through Barn. We've definitely got an issue for... Who am I seeing there? I think it looks like Ian Jarvis, our champion in Class B this year, whose co-driver is currently running to the finish. That's what you call a sprint through the finish line. Clearly some issues in service that need a preemptive strike on, as you see David Hill, Stephen Turner. They were 4th in Class D at the opening round in this Civic, and I've got a feeling, just pull back a little bit, Mason, I've got a feeling that Mitsubishi is going to want to pull through pretty quick. Ian Jarvis, so it'll be really quick here. David, you happy enough out there?
Yeah, a bit cold on the first stage, first run round, but yeah, once the tyres warmed up, it was all right, yeah.
Strong performance at round 1, you'll be looking to add to that here?
Yeah, hopefully, mate, yeah.
There was a more standard saying.
Push these Mark IIs with the Millingtons in now with my little Honda.
Little Honda, but a Honda that when VTEC kicks in, David will know about it. Ian Jarvis with his co-driver,
Corey's back in the car. What was the reason for the sprint to the service area?
Just cut out over the finish line and wouldn't start again.
He just wanted you to get a bit of exercise in, Corey.
Absolutely.
Apart from that, all good?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, great run. We'll let you go. I can see that there's a few perplexed faces inside that Evo 9, just working out why it cut out towards the finish there. Nigel, I do like pillarless doors when I'm interviewing people. How did it go?
Yeah, really well. It's a bit slippy out there. A few cars sadly have gone off, but it's quite a challenge, as always at Cadwell Park. Lots of ups and downs. Very exciting circuit. And as always, thanks to the organising crew and the marshals and yourselves for coming out on this slightly wet, miserable day.
This is tropical for Cadwell Park, but we appreciate the sentiment. I'll tell you what, slippery.
It is a bit slippy, yeah. But the most important thing is I'm really looking forward to your coverage of the RAC.
You're not out with anybody, are you?
Oh, we don't know. I know people who are doing it, but I'm not supporting anyone. It would be good to go and support them.
We'll get to the RAC, but what about Cadwell Park? You happy?
Yeah, we just got to get a finish today for the championship points. So keep it going as it is.
Good luck. There we go. Looking forward to our coverage of the RAC. Gordon Davies. Morning. Well, Anthony, I was multitasking, watching the stream, and just as you went sideways through bar, and I had to interview someone, I wondered how that went.
Just for show. No, it weren't. It was just one of them moments. Very slippy.
Did you gather it back up?
Yeah, we were all right.
It looked great.
All corners wrong. We're good.
And what a soundtrack.
Good. We'll keep trying to make it happen all day.
Absolutely love getting my head inside a TR7 V8. Anthony Windle, John Hendley getting very sideways through barn, driving that TR7 V8 exactly, just move back a bit, exactly as they need to drive it. One of these cars around Cadwell Park is a formidable track weapon. I know that very well. How is it as a rally car?
They're good rally cars. Yeah. If we've got a few issues, brakes are stuck on and we keep getting a misfire. So we're, I think we're going to trailer it for a minute, unless they can fix it.
Okay, well, let's hope you can get it fixed in service, but it sounds, if not, like it will be trailer time for Scott Stutchbury in the Clio 197. Meanwhile, the Laser Tours Mark II always looks fantastic here. How was it going on the stage, though?
Very slippy, Paul. I'm sure everybody's been saying it, but it was very, very slippy.
It's how you handle it, though.
Yeah. No heroics on the first one. You know, you can't win it on the first one, can you?
That sounds very much to me like you'll have heroics for us on the second one.
Probably, yeah. You never.
We like that. Fighting talk already after the first stage for Peter Outram. Well, Philip, you know these stages well. Doesn't look like you cleaned the car since the last one, to be fair. How's it going out there?
All right, thanks, Paul. Yeah, we have cleaned the car. We got dirty on the way here. That's what he's
But you enjoying yourself?
Yes, brilliant. Thank you very much.
I mean, you started by enjoying yourself on rallies and the results came, didn't they?
Yeah, we've just sort of built up over the years, you know. And, maybe time for a fresh car soon, I think. This one's done, we think this has done about 100 rallies now, so she's getting a bit tired.
And it was the car that went over the edge of the concrete parapet at Rockingham, wasn't it? That was a really big moment. Philip Rowlands in that BMW M3, which has, as you say, done the mileage. Dean, it's a day for four-wheel drive.
I don't know about that. It's still slippy out there. There's not a lot of grip.
Well, that's Jason if he fancies swapping you with the Darien then.
Yeah.
Dean Hicklin, not sure that four-wheel drive is too much of an advantage in these conditions. I don't know. I think in these conditions it comes into its own. Alex, this is a glorious-looking car. It's always turned out immaculately. You've kept it clean through there.
Did our best, yeah. Tried to keep it nice and straight and, you know, on the tarmac sort of thing, really, yeah. Really good.
Fun circuit. You've done this one before, haven't you?
No, never been before. No, not at all, no.
Have you done it on track day?
No, never. I came yesterday morning, that was it. I had a quick go, but that was it.
Quick go, there we go. That's how we do it. The second of our Chevettes and another cracking-looking rally car. It's great to see Chevettes out. You'll no doubt be just keeping an eye on the times of that big, formidable grey one up ahead.
Oh, well, I'll be trying to chase him all day, but he's got a lot more power on me.
Fun out there, though?
Brilliant. Very slippy, but great stages as always.
I used to come and watch rallies at Cadwell Park with Chevettes just like that one, unarched Chevettes in club rallies. And that was what it was all about for me as a kid. Have we got a stuck door here on this or what? There we go. I thought you damaged your door then. How's it gone out there?
Yeah, very slippy, but okay, a bit scrappy, but it'll get better as it dries. Same for everybody.
I'm not sure it's going to dry. I think you're going to get rain from about stage 3 onwards, just so you know.
Yeah, well, we're praying it'll just miss us by and we'll get a nice dry day. Got some nice new tyres if it goes dry.
Excellent. Well, if you've got the right tyres, wet weather at Cadwell Park is no bad thing. Lee Ryan there enjoying himself. He's got some nice new tyres to bolt on if it rains in a couple of stages, have you?
No. It's on a budget, innit?
The Puma looks good out there, Lola. You're nice and tidy.
He's nice and tidy, just got held up with car in front for the full lap until he came off. Just,
Yeah, it's one of those things though, isn't it?
But yeah, he's looking good, it's dry at the moment. So, yeah.
Moment, but as I've said, Adam, it's not going to stay dry. Adam Hanna a little frustrated having cars catch him in the stage, but that is the nature of the game, as we know. Peter, how are you getting on with this switch to rallying?
Better today. We have a clutch. We had no clutch last event, and we finished at 25 mile an hour. If we can finish 26 mile an hour, it'll be good.
I say it every time, but you still got the mirrors on.
Still got the mirrors, but notice the slimline version.
Slimline versions, there we go. Charlotte's touch, I reckon. There we go. A Nova in proper DTV colours. One of these parked up outside my office here once.
Morning.
William, you guys were going well out there?
Yeah, it's very slippery. Well, it's Cadwell, it always is. Lots of leaves and slippery, but great fun, mate. Yeah. Great fun.
Car looks good.
It seems all right. It's still going.
Well, you're stage 1 in. You know, there's a bit of what do we say? Aspiration. It's still going. He says, almost surprised that it's still going. This is the perfect rally car for Cadwell Park, apart from the fact you just stalled it at the finish.
Yeah, if it ran. With the ECU, yeah.
Apart from that, once it's running?
Mint, yeah. Slidey, but I like it slidey.
What's the plan for today, if you can get it running properly?
Just carry on. Yeah. see what happens.
Cracking looking rally car. And I always mention, where did all the C2 RTs go? And that is partly where at least one of them has gone. John Williams enjoying himself, even if the car isn't. Stephen Johansson had a DNF for the first round and will be looking to get a finish on the board this time after that one. It wasn't the best of first rounds for you.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you. I did hear the comment, let's try and get this one finished. So, yeah, that's the big thing for today. A really good finish, and, yeah, that's what we're hoping for. Yeah.
You're another racing driver who probably didn't do much at Cadwell Park. Fair to say?
Yeah, it's absolutely fair to say. Yeah, the races that I did just didn't come here. So it's an immense track. It is absolutely immense track, as they say, the Mini Nürburgring and other references that people use. But yeah, it's an immense track, and we've thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's formidable. Stephen Johansson will be happy with those long braking zones, though. Fast braking is no problem for an experienced rally driver. It's exactly what he is. David Large. Oh, nice backfire for us as well here at the finish.
I thought she won't hear me.
How are you doing out there in the car?
It's all right. We got 2 hard revs that tick over at the moment. That's just taken over. But we're
struggling to get it stopped with the chicanes a little bit.
Yeah, they are very tight. They are a lot tighter than they used to be, but you have to walk through them, don't you? Get out the other end, you're done. So, yeah, it's all right. It's.
Did you do Cadwell in the days when we didn't have chicanes, but we had the off-road sections?
Yes. No, it's just as good today, but it's just that chicane at the top here is tight, but that's all the name of the game, isn't it?
It is the name of the game. It's tight for a reason. David Large enjoying himself despite those tight chicanes. I think it's probably fair to say. Rob, I know you love it here.
Oh, it's brilliant, is that? That was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, buzzing.
Interesting car to see you in as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's, for what it is, it's so much fun. Yeah.
You've done a lot of these over the years, local rally, and you're clearly enjoying yourself.
Yeah, really good. I was supposed to do it last year, but we badly, so we're here for revenge.
Here for revenge. We do like that. Rob Overend, Steve Young alongside. Good to see you. Last minute change of co-driver, looking at the masking tape on the window, Tony.
I'm sat in for this one because my other driver's in down somewhere in Warwickshire having a
having a weekend away, which is not good, is it? Not planned.
No, the commitment's not lacking there, isn't it?
Donington know if we survive this, so that'll be...
Okay, good. This car's done Cadwell a few times. How's it gone out there?
It has done Cadwell a few times since I've been here. I'm only 20 miles down the road near Grimsby, so local for me. Come out and have a play where everybody can come up and have a watch. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
And is it getting serious out there, or are you still playing?
No, we're still playing. It's not. I'm against 2-litre Escorts with a 1.8-litre standard engine, so it's never gonna. I'm never gonna win anything.
So we'll work on that fighting talk ahead of the next one. Tony Brumfield, Jeremy Griffiths, enjoying themselves in that Corolla T-Sport. Got a list of circuits on the side. How's it going? First of all, mini challenge cruise.
Yeah, really good. I've got slippy out there though. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's saying exactly the same, but you know, everybody sort of starts off sort of cautiously and then speeds up during the day, so there should be some good spectating.
How's the co-driver? She got some sleep?
Yeah, I got some sleep.
Busy weekend for Bonnie Papa alongside. Yeah, she's come over from the Isle of Man and was out yesterday in the Fiesta R5 on the Widing. That was Tim Green. Here we go. Second of our mini cruise. How's it gone out there?
Well, we stuffed it 3 weeks ago on Cambrian, put it on side with Florence next to me. John and his team done a wonderful job. We're back out, loads of work done, the car's great. So
hopping about madly waiting for you all to come back in as well. He really feels it.
He's mother hen, isn't he? And he's done a wonderful job on fixing this car, so we're very lucky to be out, to be honest.
Guy Butler pretty happy with the crew for getting that car back out after the Cambrian, and a bit of a moment that was as well. Are you happy with that?
It's a bit slippy.
We haven't seen the results, I've got to say. Have you?
No, not yet. So I've got no idea whether it's good, bad, or ugly. But it was slippy in stages. Difficult to see where to push, to be honest. But it's fun though.
You've done Cadwell before?
I did it in March, yeah. But it's a different setup to what it was in March. It's a lot longer straights. There's not as many chicanes involved, so they catch you out because they just have to blind corners.
So do the long, fast braking zones when it gets wet.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that's off the side of the road as well. So anyway, all good fun though.
Good luck with the next one as you feel your way through this. George Clark just feeling his way through. Matt, you happy?
Well, no, not really. A bit of a spin, but it is quite wet out there, so we'll go a bit slower second time round, I think.
Close competition in the mini challenge, you can't really afford to drop time like that, can you?
Unfortunately not, no, but we'll try and make it up towards the end of the day.
First stage and fighting talk, the red mist perhaps inside that car for Matt. Jacob, how was that in the close mini challenge?
Good, but we did have a little bit of a moment. So do we have any damage down the side, or are we all right?
I want to say you're okay. I mean, I can get in the car to interview you, which is the usual sign. The tyre-ups are on there from the start by the looks.
Yes, always, always.
Jacob, happy enough with his performance. Did wonder if there's any damage. I can confirm there isn't. Mud flaps still intact. Everything looks good. How's your fight out there?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. We're battling Jacob here in front of us, so yeah, we're quite happy with that. Much grippier than we expected, and yeah, really like it.
Is that where your fight is today? Where's that mini up in front?
Exactly, yeah. We're leading the Tarmac Championship by 1 point, so whichever one of us comes out in front now is going to be the deciding thing, so it doesn't really mean anything. It's a fight for it today.
I missed that. Title decider here at Cadwell Park for the mini challenge, for the Tarmac challenge. Where's Guildford chasing that mini hard up ahead? Here we go. How are we doing inside it?
Yeah, good, mate. When I got here, I had a bit of a major disappointment, but all's good now, yeah.
What was the disappointment?
No, I won't go into that. It's all good now, mate.
But you watched the Mike Bayliss video anyway, didn't you?
Yeah, I kept an eye on that, mate, to see what the track was like, yeah.
I think he's here somewhere, so I'd be delighted that he helped you with your rally prep. Good luck the rest of today. A bit of water on that dashboard in there. I hope it is water. John Day, David Thompson. Here we go. You guys look nice and relaxed. It's not what I expected at the end of a stage at Cadwell Park.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting, to be fair. Slow and steady, I think, was the aim of it. So, yeah, my son's out in the juniors, so he told us a few corners to avoid and stuff, so got through it okay.
That's a nerve-wracking way of doing your rallying, isn't it? Was he back in, Mark, by the time you went out?
Something like that, yeah. It's a bit send a recce car out first sort of thing. Yeah.
Gravel Notes crew. That's it, that's what the juniors are. A Gravel Notes crew for Dad. Got an issue here. Nikhil, you happy with that?
Yeah, fairly happy. Very, very slippy, so yeah, just more of the same, I think.
More of the same. That's the first time I've seen a glittery rev counter on a Mini Cooper Challenge. Nikhil was hoping I hadn't noticed that. We have an issue here for Wes Jacklin. You've got a problem, yeah? Yeah, radiator issue on Wes Jacklin's little Mini there. And here's David Ellis. Well, you and Ben look a bit more relaxed than that crew up ahead.
You've got a bit of an overheating problem, possibly.
Everything okay for you?
Yeah, we've been good. A bit of a vibration on one of the wheels, but we'll get that sorted. But you know, the track's great. Fantastic track. It's really technical.
What's the plan for today?
Try and go as fast as possible.
Fighting talk, that's what I hoped he'd say. Dave Ellis clearly enjoying himself, and the plan is to go as fast as possible. And he wouldn't be a rally driver if he said anything else, would he? Morning, Owen. I love the livery on this. Looks really cool. How's it going out there?
Not bad, not bad. It's first time here. It's a great ride. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to drive, and yeah, just getting settled into the car. It's only the second rally for this car, so yeah, we'll see how we're getting on.
Great challenge to be in, though. Nice close competition.
It is. It's a great series, which is why I'm joining it, changing the car around to join it. For next year, I'll be running the full championship. So this is a test today, and yeah, so far so good.
Sign of things to come, perhaps. Good to see new faces in the championship. There's Owen Kuehl, Matt Walk. Matt Walk is normally seen in that Ford KA. You will no doubt remember. Gareth, I'm not sure why I'm opening these doors. The windows are big enough. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good actually. First stage of the day, so just to get a bit steady, try and be accurate and precise, and get through the stage. But yeah, it went pretty well for us. So no complaints so far. See if we can repeat that in stage 2.
Excellent. Not many complaints at all here in the mini challenge. We'll bring you an update of the results in a short while. You, no doubt, if you're looking at rallies.info, will be able to get your own look at the results and see how these competitors are lining up. Cameron, you happy?
Yeah, it was good fun. I mean, it's not as slippy as I thought it was going to be, and there are dry lines there, but we almost lost it a couple of times. It was good fun.
Not as slippery as he thought it would be, but he almost lost it a couple of times. You're going to have a fun day sat in that co-driver's seat, Richard, that is for sure. I like that. It's not as slippery as I thought it would be, but I've still lost it a couple of times. Here's a car that I love to see out, and if you know me, you will know that about me. Lee Sellers, Michelle O'Connor in this glorious Triumph 2000, and I've also got to mention their service crew because they always bring a road car, Triumph 2000, out on these rallies as well. I last saw them at Donington Park, and this thing is just glorious. You see that big smile on my face, you know I love this thing. How does this go around Cadwell Park?
It was all right so far. We've got a bit of a vibration again, but we'll see how we go.
Just have a look in here at this. This is real. Look at this armchair rally. Look at that beautiful dashboard. Walnut dash and an engine start button in the Triumph 2000. I love this car. Right, enjoy yourself. Look at it. Absolutely glorious. Team Retro Speed. Here's Kay Thompson, who came second in the 1400 class at the opening round. How's that gone out there, Kay?
Yeah, good. It's got loads of grip out there, so it's a good stage, good fun. Yeah, really.
Loads of grip out there. You are the only person reporting out today.
Yeah, it must have dried out by the time I got there. Yeah.
Everybody in the service area is going to be checking out what tyres Kay has on that car. Reese Brooks alongside. Loads of grip out there. Literally no one's ever said that about Cadwell Park in November. So she's obviously got some of Harry's special tyres on. Matthew Arnold here in the C2. Are you reporting loads of grip out there as well, Matthew?
It's not too bad, actually. No, sorry, it's not too bad. Yeah, yeah, it's all right.
I'll tell you what, the track must have rubbered in, because at this end of the field, everybody's happy with the grip. That's not what we expect here at Cadwell Park. Ian, was that dent on the side when you got here?
Yes. I've only done that bit.
It's always the co-driver's side, isn't it?
Well,
I'm panting. You've been working hard in it.
He wants the old Ian back that takes it steadier.
That must mean you've been having fun.
Oh, well and truly.
Plenty of grip?
No, not a lot. The front's been doing a lot of that, and the back's been doing a lot of that, but...
And the mirror's folded in.
We're here. That's all that matters. We're here.
That is all that matters at the end of stage 1. Team Alpha Motorsport, and look at this. Vorsteiner. Absolutely glorious looking car. Michael, this is how you do it in style.
Well, we try our best. This is my first rally, so I'm trying to keep it straight and tidy.
Well, it's not the sort of car you bring out if you want to keep it nice, straight and tidy, is it?
Well, it is. You just have to go careful. I've got a precious Mark II Escort at home, but I'm keeping that straight.
Oh, this is just as precious. This is glorious to see out. Thank you for bringing it out to entertain us. Imagine starting your rallying in an E30 M3 in full touring car livery. Here's a car that went really well at the first round. Oh no, it's Joe Harwood. He didn't do the first round. Now, this is the perfect car for Cadwell Park, isn't it?
It is. It's the brakes work.
You can smell them, so they've obviously done something.
They get warm, and they do something, but yeah. Oh, that's good run though.
I'm fine, but thank you. You guys are going to need them. I can tell he needs all the sugar he can get. All right, so you get the brakes fixed, right? And we'll see you out for stage 2. A 106 Cup car at Cadwell Park. Here's Ian Barnes in another car which is cracking around Cadwell Park. Another car that's perfect round here. Great fun, yeah?
Absolute fun. With a bit of damage on the other side, but not to worry about.
They're getting a bit more thin on the ground to get bits for. You used to be able to get bits out of the scrapyard when I had one of these.
This is magic round here, I tell you. Yeah. Absolute magic.
Helps if you know it as well, doesn't it?
Power.
You always need more power. Ford KA, a wheel in each corner. Taking the concept from Morris with the Mini, of course. And that's where my rallying started, in a Ford KA Challenge car. And it was an exciting way to go rallying. Loads of fun, even if you weren't going that quickly. If you just tuned in, welcome to our live coverage of the second round of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. We've had the Junior 1000 Rally Cruiser Stars of the Future, and here we're on to the senior part of the rally. This is the first stage of the day here at Cadwell Park in Lincolnshire Wolds. Very quick word. I know you've got an issue here. We had some damage. Where have you done that?
On the coming into the merge, just understeered out into the barrier.
That's the formidable part. We mentioned that already. We'll let them go and get that Corsa pulled back into some kind of shape, but barn is definitely where you have the issues if you get it too quick. James Palmer-Smith doing just that. Chris, you haven't had as much drama as that Corsa up ahead by the looks of things.
No, fairly steady run, but it was okay.
Just feeling your way through?
Yeah. Just hopefully get to the end.
Get to the end, that's what they all say. It's easier said than done here at Cadwell Park. Apologies, I haven't got any results for you. We will, after this stage is done, have a bit of a recap and just bring you some of the results, both on the overall leaderboard, which you can see scrolling down the bottom of the screen for the top 10, but also the class leaderboards as well.
Hi there.
Roger, you happy enough?
Very happy, yeah. Survived the first one. It's great.
That's one of the ways of describing it.
Yeah.
Any moments?
No, nothing scary. Nothing scary. Just take it easy the first time. Learn as much as possible.
Hammer down second time there.
Definitely.
Excellent. Fighting talk. Roger Sparrow looking to enjoy himself on the second run through in that Mazda MX-5. This is a really nice looking 205, isn't it? Martin Scully, Sasha Herriott alongside.
Morning, Paul.
This is a glorious looking car to see out at Cadwell.
She's going well, mate. She's going well.
Car or Sasha?
Sasha. I'm just doing what I'm told, Paul. It's the only way to go, mate.
That is the only way to go, and it means you're actually getting the most value of that experience you've got sat next to you. Hey, are you having fun, though?
We're having fun, which is the main thing.
You found any grip?
We have, thanks to Mr. Michelin.
There we go. Yeah, you get the Michelins on, and a damp, greasy, even wet Cadwell Park is no trouble, believe you and me. I was just moving you up, Joshua.
All right.
You're happy enough in there? You can smell the car. It's hot.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, this is our first event, so it's all learning.
Ever?
Ever. It's been brilliant, yeah. First stage, we lost a wing mirror, but that's it.
That's not bad going. First rally at Cadwell Park, and Joshua is enjoying himself. Wide Archie's bolted onto that Honda Civic, and Kimberly Wallace alongside, enjoying themselves. Colin, this looks a lot of fun out there.
Slippery.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is slippery.
But you did get the memo, didn't you, when you got this car?
Sorry?
You did get the memo about it being slippery when you've got rear-wheel drive and lots of power.
It's always slippy in November at Cadwell.
That's it?
Yeah, so it's good.
You're still here?
Yeah, good stage.
Yep, there we go. Nice and slippery when you've got plenty of power under those rear wheels, and that's exactly what you buy a car like that for. There we go, rekindling the club rallies of old with the DeLacy Motor Club sticker in the back window, John.
This is my second rally, and it's first time around Cadwell, and I'm having fun.
I'll tell you what, back in the day, this was the car that everybody used for the first rally car, but it's not as usual these days.
No, it's all right. I'm just not very good at rallying, so I'm just having a good bash.
We'll let you off on the first rally, eh?
Yeah.
Enjoy. Great seeing you people entering the sport, particularly in formidable rally cars like that. And this, talking of formidable rally cars, look at this. Awesome looking 205. This thing looks monstrous.
Yeah, no, it goes well. We've only done 3 events in this since it's been built, to be honest. So it's the third time out with the gearbox, and yeah, it goes well.
What engine's in it, Jamie? Is it MI16?
No, it's a standard GTI 6 engine.
Right.
Yeah, so still running hydraulic lifters. and throttle bodies.
But that's the 306 engine, so it's not that standard.
Yeah. So it's the equivalent to the S16.
It's the wide arch.
With the wide arch, yeah. So it's 5-inch wider than a standard 205, yeah. So we wide track the back and the front.
It does look like it's a real bit of kit. Is it fun out there? Is it slippery?
Yeah, no, it's greasy in some places. I was surprised at the actual grip we did actually find with it being a front-wheel drive, and 205s are known for being light on the back end anyway, but no, it was good.
Well, you've got wider track than most. I don't know if the camera can just pick out the smallest steering wheel in the world bolted onto Jamie's 205. That is absolutely tiny, but what a great-looking car. Good luck for the rest of the day. Thanks for nerding out with me there about the car. We do like to talk cars, and that is a fantastic looking 205, isn't it? Kevin, you won't get a much feel for your pace with that in front of you, but the mini challenge crews are where you will be. Oh, right, okay. How's it gone?
That was fun. Enjoyed that. Yeah.
Plenty of grip?
Not bad, considering. Yeah. Wasn't sure what to expect. First stage drive, so.
Really? And first time at Cadwell Park, that's a baptism of fire, I think.
So first drive, yeah.
A little bit different when you sat there having to pedal it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Kevin enjoying himself. One of our mini challenge crews. Running a little bit further back on the road down some of the ones we've already seen. Maz, you're still here? You enjoying it?
Yeah, loving it. It's really slippy out there though.
How was Barn?
The
bit where you go left hand up the hill.
That was actually okay, but some of the other parts I think I've had poor tyre choice, so treacherous out there for me. I'm going to change to wets, I think.
Well, wet tyres on stage 2 when it's still dry at Cadwell Park is a signal of intent. Maz Miller with Ian Davidson alongside, enjoying herself out there despite having very little grip. And I believe, unless we should still have a couple of cars on the stage. I did see Tom Barlow's Civic out here, although he was in the reserve entry, so whether or not that Civic actually got out on the stage, you guys will know more than me. I can still hear cars on the stage. I've got no one giving me any updates, but yeah, we definitely still got cars on the stage. So here we are at the second round of the championship. I'm not as good at multitasking as I would like to be, so I can't see me getting any results up in the time it takes to get another car through the finish, but I tell you what, we will try. This is the second round of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. It is the North Humberside Stages Rally at Cadwell Park, and as you have seen from not only our junior rally crews who've done their first 2 stages ahead of the seniors in this first stage of the day, but also our championship protagonists right through the field, it's really slippery here, and we have a lot of drama in that first stage. The big news is that Mark Kelly and Paul Morris, very credible championship challengers after that first round, if they join the championship, and that remains to be seen. But overall winners at Alton Park off on the first stage of the day here at Cadwell Park. Not good to see. Ollie O'Donovan, Ashley Morris having a really big off as well at Barn. The car up onto 2 wheels and into the barrier, but they were lucky to get away with it, and as you saw from the finish, they know how lucky they are, but they were happy to be there. But it was just a lesson just to keep things a bit neater and tidier into the second stage, perhaps. Just having a look through to see if I can find the live results. The whole field is not proving pretty difficult to do. If you go to rallies.info, you should be able to find the live results yourself. And we will be live for you here on Special Stage. Throughout the day, the first 3 stages will be live in this first broadcast, and after that we'll have a break for a couple of stages and then back for the final 3. Spot lamps are bolted on, heading towards the fireworks both on and off the stage here at Cadwell Park. So we hope, like us, you're enjoying the action so far. We are the final few cars. And as you can see, having just joined producer Wayne back in the studio van, we have lead crews back on the stage once again. So interestingly, on his first foray into stage rallying, he said he had a good run through, didn't he? Patrick O'Donovan leads the way with Jack Morton alongside in second. Indeed, now the first of the O'Donovan Hyundai i20 R5s. It's only a 1 second lead though over Paul Murrow and Craig Simkiss, and you heard Paul say that it was the second car, as you see Paul on the screen, the second car of the first round of the park that he ended up coming back on song. He certainly got things hooked up. The second round, early doors, to be 1 second behind as Martin Hodgson. There's Ollie O'Donovan, Ashley Morris alongside, who big issue that we saw in stage one. Didn't shave off too much time though. Equal fourth place with John Griffiths and Emma Morrison at this stage, and they're only 9 seconds off the podium positions, the last of those at the moment taken up by Mike Ligo and Will Atkins. John Stone, Laura Connell, again, they said they'd gone quite well through there, seemed pretty happy, just feeling their way back into things. But for John, in that, as you see there on the screen, the freshly rebuilt Legend Fires Polo GTI R5, an equal 6th place with Jason Lee Wilson in that absolutely fearsome Darien T90 GTR that placed so highly at the opening round and so well. There is your rally leader though. Patrick O'Donovan, Jack Morton, reigning, newly crowned Pro Tyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Champion co-driver alongside. And there is your top 10 leaderboard. At the bottom of the screen, Patrick O'Donovan up the hill, out of the assembly area here at Cadwell Park, heading left down in front of the grandstands and then back onto the circuit at the bottom of the mountain. Heading towards the club circuit, as it is known here on this normally 2.25 mile circuit here in Lincolnshire Wolds. 1934, Cadwell Park first opened, and in the 60s became very well known for rallycross, and after that, rallying followed on naturally. It's featured in many big rallies, the Avon Tour of Britain, Roger Clark, Jerry Marshall, the famous picture of those going round. Picture of the two Mark 1 RS 2000s is just between Hairpin and Barn. If you've ever seen that picture, do look it up. It's a cracking picture. And it's been on the Mintex and many other big rallies. It was a nice interview I did with Michael Jordan a few years ago when he did this rally in the TR7 V8 of all things. And you've seen Anthony Windle in his today. And of course, we're all looking forward to hearing that soundtrack in the forests next week for the Roger Albert Clark rally, aren't we? There's Martin Hodgson. You heard him after that first stage, enjoying himself as ever. The cars, first of the cars, just coming through into the finish, and we still have some time to bring you very shortly in the second stage. So we should be able to bring you those down as well. Oh, Jason and Lee Wilson absolutely drifting that car around. So the time's coming through now. Paul Murrow, Craig Simkiss still 7 seconds ahead of Michael Igo, and Will Atkins remains to be seen. But Patrick O'Donovan will drop into that leaderboard, leading after the first stage by just a second. It is tight. Tony Robinson 27 behind Ollie O'Donovan, who's only 8 seconds at the moment behind our championship leader. Round one, maximum point scorer, Michael Igo with Will Atkins alongside. Those Darians are going so sideways through here. Sorry, it's results.djames.org.uk where you need to be to get your live results today. How did I get that one wrong? On the wrong results screen earlier. That's why I couldn't get any live results while we were doing this. Oh, Phil Burton, Kate Burton, ever so sideways through there in the Maple Garage Subaru Impreza as well. Barney's so tricky. You get through barn successfully, and you're carrying too much speed, and then you're scrubbing off the time, scrubbing off the speed to get through that merge. Watch how sideways everyone is through here. There's Martin Hodgson. Look at that, kicking the back end out, having to nip the car back in. And at the moment, Patrick O'Donovan, new to this sport, and absolutely nailing things out ahead with Jack Morton alongside. Clearly no fear inside that Hyundai i20 R5. 9 seconds clear of Paul Murrow and Craig Simkis, who themselves are having a pretty good day here in the Lincolnshire Wolds so far. We're 2 stages in. Michael Igo Will Atkins hanging on 16 behind in 3rd place. It is all about the championship, because these early rounds tend to deliver the better weather, so if you're going to get some points on the board, you want to do it these early rounds and make sure you give yourself a fighting chance going over the Christmas break into the early rounds next season. We've got Donington to go as well this side of Christmas. Steve Hill's livery looks fantastic, doesn't it? Trying to get used though with Matt Daniels alongside to another new car there in that Fiesta, but certainly as we heard from him, he's enjoying himself. Patrick O'Donovan, Jack Morton through the finish in the Hyundai. We can just see them next to our mobile studio here on Special Stage. Don't forget, if you do want to be notified every time we go live, you subscribe on the link below the screen. We'll be live again this afternoon. We'll break the middle couple of stages of the day. We'll grab some lunch and then join us back this afternoon for stages 6, 7 and 8. Stage 3, coming up after this one, will again feature the Junior 1000 crews. Ollie O'Donovan, as we know, had that damage on the rear bumper from that first stage through when he clumped the Armco at Barn, presenting itself. So the Civic FN2 of Tom Barlow, which I mentioned earlier and was expecting to see through the finish, because I've seen it parked in the service area, you see Steve through the finish. You can't see that, I can. Didn't make it, was still on the reserve entries clearly, which is why I saw it parked in the paddock here. A bit of wishful thinking from them. There you go. Phil and Kate Burton in the Maple Garage Subaru, just a bit neater through barn that time. They'll enjoy watching that first run through here back in the second stage of the day, because that was a nice Larry drift through in the yellow Subaru. Still reporting that he wouldn't want to be in a Darien. You did just see James Garner, who was struggling a little bit here. Jason and Lee Wilson, though, with damage to their Darien after being so neat and tidy. There's Stephen Sawley. The crew's coming thick and fast through this second stage of the day. The RX-8 there, which has clearly been fixed. Had a few issues with the RX-8 and then through the first run. David Dalton and Matthew Wood clearly got it fixed, because they're back out here into the second stage. So the first layout of stages here at Cadwell Park, pretty straightforward. The fast stages this year for the North Humberside Motor Club Rally, the first of our 2 visits to Cadwell Park in the NGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. Cars start at Lodge Lane end of Cadwell Park, just down near the old hairpin, and that's exactly where they join the circuit. There's Alistair Stables in the Chevette coming through the second stage, up through the assembly area, through that tight Nadgery section. And there you see the example of cars getting caught in a stage, one of the occupational hazards of single venue rallying, and these tight circuit rallies, particularly on the infield sections. It's tough luck, but it's pretty frustrating if you do get caught up behind somebody on any stage. So they come up through the old hairpin, wrong way through Hall Bends is chicane, and they're going up the entrance road in front of the spectators, giving everybody a close view of the action up into the assembly area, where the cars and the bikes here at Cadwell Park normally queue up. If you've ever done a track day or indeed a race here on 2 or 4 wheels, you will know that's where you queue up to go out onto the circuit, and that's where the rally cars are coming up. Oh, and there you go, lots of sideways action. And that's what we said to Richie Williams and Peter Morgan, wasn't it, at the end of the first stage in that BMW. That's what the memo said when they bought into rear-wheel drive. Mentioned the picture of Gav Hesperton on the side of Phil Burton's Subaru. Gavin,
really good friend of mine and many other people, a member of North Humberside Motor Club, and I've very much missed. He used to love this rally, planning these events. I used to work here at Cadwell with Gavin and the rest of the team. It won't be the same now without him. I'm sure everybody involved would agree, but it's nice that we keep his memory alive, because he did an awful lot for these rallies and many others in this local area. Of course, used to jump in with sideways. Sure, Alan is watching at home, remembering him like we do. Daniel Poole into the finish. Things going a little better, perhaps smoother for him through this stage. Hello to you if you're watching at home. Indeed, if you're watching stage side here at Cadwell Park, it's good to have you with us. I'm just going to go on to the live coverage now, actually, and get to some of your comments. Hello to Amanda Barron, who is normally out marshalling. Not out this weekend, Amanda? A bit too far south for you, this one, isn't it? Chris Williams asking where Mark Kelly is. Unfortunately, Mark Kelly and Paul Morris crashed out the first stage. Taking out as well. Let's go to 5 hours of the Wales at the chicane in the pit lane here at Cadwell Park. Kevin Massey's watching from Aberdeenshire, enjoying the coverage. It's cold but sunny in Scotland, apparently. Adrian Bach, is it windy? Yeah, fairly windy. It's there's definitely a breeze out here. Apparently, when I say Humberside, it comes up homicide on the subtitles. Thanks for pointing that out, Amanda. I'll be careful. We don't really say Humberside down here, just so you know. It's North Lincolnshire or East Yorkshire these days. The Humber region. I wonder what that comes out like. Andrew Side is watching from sunny Newcastle. Enjoying the coverage this morning. Amanda's full of cold, which is why she's been out marshalling this weekend. Oh, Chris Rook is making me all jealous, watching from Gran Canaria. I hope it's nice and sunny where you are. I bet it is. So you just see David Dalton there in the RX-8 coming through the barn, and Andrew Turner as well in the Mark II. That is where we saw a lot of incidents this morning, not least for that man, Anthony Windle, in the roaring TR7 V8. Glorious looking and sounding rally car. Very iconic car to watch around a rally stage at Cadwell Park as well. But we got it ever so sideways in the first stage of the day. Coming into barn, it's so slippery under there, as we saw from some of the juniors. Lots of ambition, in the words of the Junior 1000 Championship leader, Charlie Matthewson. Perhaps a little too much ambition in places for some slippery early stage. They certainly know what to expect the second time around, though, and we'll see the really entertaining junior crews through in the third stage of the day after this one. This is stage 2 of the North Humberside Motor Club Stages Rally at Cadwell Park. It is the second round of the MGJ Circuit Rally Championship. Kev Papa watching from home, watching on proudly as his daughter Bonnie switches from the seat of the Fiesta R5 of Colin Minton on the Widen yesterday in the Welsh Championship. I'll tell you what, that was a bit of a moment, wasn't it, in the assembly over Adam Hanna in the Ford Puma there, just managing to gather things up and just lost it as it came up into the assembly area there, just on the leaves on the outside that you can see on the inset image on the screen. Yeah, Bonnie Papa, just one of a number of co-drivers getting into a seat in Wales and then heading over here to Lincolnshire to do the very same here at Cadwell Park. Murray Marshall, Laura Connell's mum, watching from home, cheering on her daughter alongside John Stone in that polo. They've done ever so well so far today as well. Equal sixth place. Jason Wilson and Lee Wilson after the first stage into Darien. I'll give you an update of the overall and the class results very shortly. Marty Booth watching from the Isle of Man. Robert Jones watching from the Wirral. One of you hitting Chris Rook at the moment in the most exotic location so far, Gran Canaria. No, Andrew side, Newcastle is not what I would call exotic on a cold Sunday in November. So, Patrick O'Donovan, Jack Morton still lead the way. They're 9 seconds ahead of Paul Murrow and Craig Simkis. Hyundai i20 R5, Ford Fiesta R5, and then it's the Ford Fiesta Rally 2 of Michael Igo, 16 seconds back in third place. Ollie O'Donovan, Ashley Morris doing so well to come out of that big moment in the first stage of the day. In the Hyundai, 17 seconds back from Igo. Then it's John Stone, we just mentioned him, and Laura Connell in Legend Fire's Polo R5. I tell you what, they're getting back into the swing of things after a big accident. That car's just been freshly rebuilt. John's done a couple of smaller events just getting used to the car again and shaking it down, but hell, he's come out of the blocks flying here at Cadwell. John won't mind me saying he normally starts a little steadier than that and then works his way through the leaderboard, and that's a strategy which has served him well over the years, and a very slippery Cadwell Park is probably the sort of strategy you want. Just come out and just feel your way around. But 5th place and just over half a minute back from Ollie O'Donovan, and Ashley Morris in the Hyundai in 4th is great guns from John Stone from the off. Tony Robinson, Paul Spooner 36 behind, so John and Laura fairly comfortable in that position at the moment. Jason Wilson, Lee Wilson drop back a little bit in the Darien after that moment. First time here at Cadwell for them in the Darien, and it's never Darien weather, but it's about as good as they're going to get here. They're 38 back in the 7th place. 8th is John Griffiths and Morrison, now newly crowned in reigning MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally champions. Apologies, scrolled the screen across and actually it's all a little bit closer than I would have thought. John Stone 16 back from Ollie O'Donovan, 33 back from the lead. So you've just made up 14 or 15 seconds there, John, in the space of a minute. You weren't even out in the rally car. That's not bad going, is it? But just 3 behind, not quite as comfortable as I initially reported. It's Tony Robinson and Paul Spooner. That's better now. I can see the results properly. Jason and Lee Wilson in the Darien, 2 behind. Have dropped back, but not by much. And it's only 10 seconds back to John Griffiths and Emma Morris. So around half a minute separating our top 5 crews after 2 stages here at Cadwell Park. Leaders of Class D then, obviously, Jason and Lee Wilson in the Darien from 7th overall, which is where they stick at this time of the day at Alton Park. Last time out a couple of weeks ago. 2nd in Class D, Dave Bellamy, Kevin Franks in the Escort. Leading Class C at this stage, Martin Hodgson, Tony Jones inside the top 10 themselves. 2nd of our 2-wheel drive crews behind that Darien T90 GTR, split by our reigning champions, John Griffiths and Emma Morrison. They're in 9th place at the moment. And 2nd in that class, Steve Sawley, Rob Johnson back in 12th place at the moment. And they're fighting just 1 second ahead of Alistair Stables and Neil Jones, who you heard Alistair. Asked him if it was all about the championship at this 2nd round. He said 100%. After finishing 3rd last season, they want to do 1 better at least this season, so they want a strong finish this weekend. 2nd place in Class C would deliver them. Wouldn't have Alistair Stables staying there. It's a fast Chevette and one that he'll be pushing hard in. He was 1st in Class C at the opening round at Alton Park. Let's not forget. Class E at the moment is being led by the man with the biggest smile on his face, always whenever he's rallying an MX-5 at Cadwell Park. Paul Sheard, Colin Stevens alongside They're only 2 seconds though ahead of Daniel Paul and Chris Coombs in the Vauxhall Corsa D-Dog pool, as it says on the side window. Seen them through the finish, and they look pretty happy with themselves second time around. Class B at the moment in the four-wheel drive production spec. That's a B11 spec then, isn't it? And Pretzer, WRX, Phil and Katie Burton. They were going well, really pushing hard as well. It's a really strong position for them at such an early stage on this, their home rally. One of the event sponsors, Maple Garage, emblazoned down the side of that very smart-looking Pro Drive Subaru. No times in for Class F, the 1400 class, just yet through this second stage of the day, but we will give you them as we get to them. Through the first stage, it was Ian, no, it wasn't Ian Barnes, it was Kay Thompson out in the lead, actually. She was 16 seconds ahead of Ian Barnes in the Ford KA, who's enjoying himself out there, wasn't he? Rob Over and Steve Young enjoying themselves in that Fiesta with a further 16 seconds back in third place. But at the moment, he may be new to the sport, but he's taking it by storm. Patrick O'Donnell and Jack Morton are leading the way in the Hyundai i20 R5, the better condition of the two Hyundais in the O'Donovan camp, it's fair to say, after Dad Ollie, the rallycross driver, forgot that he wasn't doing rallycross and bounced that car, literally bounced that car. If you look back at the broadcast from the first stage, you will see bounced that car off the stage and into the barrier at Barn Corner stage, which has caught a number of our crews out, including our junior rally crews. And we'll see from them very shortly. There's Jonathan Williams, David Longhorn. Look like they've got that Citroen C2 R2 sorted out when it was heading to the start, wasn't cutting out. But it had an ECU issue, didn't they, to the first stage? They reported to us at the end of that stage. Bo Rollins enjoying the coverage, watching from Newark, not far away. You might fancy getting down here to Cadwell Park, or up here to Cadwell Park as it is for you, maybe for the afternoon stages, Bo. Trina Dunn enjoying the split screen coverage. She's snuggled on the sofa, nursing a cold. Get well soon, Trina. Thanks for tuning in. Amanda Barron's doing Grisdale next. Then it's Feet Up for Christmas. Always enjoy having Amanda out marshalling events. Friendly, enthusiastic face on the stages. Alex Howes watching from Ireland. Hello to you. Jason Morgan's doing the business as well. He's with Deb. They'd normally be out here competing, but they're watching from sunny Spain on the beach. Debbie Bramell. Phil Bramell is one of our cameramen out there at the moment, who's, I think, Phil's the main shot, isn't he? Up near Hairpin, and that's his dad David watching from home. Jonathan Mounsey, hello to you as well. Some competitors joining us in the live stream. Neville Bowles is supporting Nikhil Evans in the sparkly rev-countered Mini Cooper Car 57. Nikhil looked absolutely mortified when I pointed out his sparkly, glittery rev counter. Did you do that as a joke for him, Neville? That's actually a really good joke. Make the dashboard glittery. Who else watching with us? Michael Hibbert's watching at Mablethorpe, but will be watching and joining us at about 1 p.m. That's good. You can watch a bit of rallying in the morning just to get your feel for the action, and then join in the afternoon at a leisurely pace after a nice leisurely breakfast. We haven't heard what Tim Rogers is having for Tim Kirvan Rogers is having for breakfast yet, have we? Normally get that in on these rallies. Got to say, we were expecting a bit of a gap in between stages, but I know from working with them here at Cadwell Park over the years, the North Humberside Motor Club crew, ably assisted by the Border Motor Club crew, those two clubs always working very closely with each other here, have done a fantastic job of getting things moved, those damaged cars from the first stage, and getting things back underway without any gap at all, really. Quite impressive stuff. And it's what you need on these circuit rallies. Just keep things moving. And you know, we have had over the years the odd big delay, and it just slows things down. So keeping that momentum going is appreciated. And again, while we're mentioning the organisers, we can't not mention the marshals and all of the volunteers out there, making sure with their hard work and their effort and their passion that we get to go and do this and go rallying. So thank you to everybody out there. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's not what you want to be doing, going through the old hairpin. David Ellis and Ben Sayer in the Mini Cooper. I heard a race marshal earlier tell me that, or report that cars will be 90 miles an hour into the old hairpin. I'll tell you what, if anyone's doing 90 miles an hour into there today, or any day, we've got issues. Farmers Field at the back was getting a pounding from something that's very much airborne. John Stevens is enjoying the coverage and thinking of popping up this afternoon. But I'll tell you what, we've done you a service, haven't we? If we've brought you a flavour of the action, and it's actually spurred you on to come out here and watch this afternoon. I like that. If you do that, then absolutely do that, because it's a great place to come. I've been watching mine since I was 3 years old, Cadwell Park. Owen Kuehl, Matt Walk are out for Owen's first or second rally, isn't it, in that Mini Cooper. He's ahead of a full campaign next year. I must double check where Owen's from, actually, because he has that American accent, which was quite a surprise when I stuck the microphone in the door this morning. Clearly comes from sunnier climes, but he's here with us at Cadwell Park today. And I do like the livery on the side of that Mini Cooper. Mini Cooper Challenge today then, pretty close. Russ Mason enjoying the coverage and looking forward to the RAC. It is the RAC next week. We won't mention it too often during the live coverage today, because today is all about the MGJ Circuit Rally Championship. But I tell you what, the Roger Albert Clark coverage we've got for you next week is going to be just something else. We're teaming up with Matt Cotton and Bex Hinton, and you'll have myself and Phil Bramwell. We're going to be live through the morning. We're going to have live action through the day. We're then going to hot-foot it over to a studio location for each evening and have a Top Gear Rally Report style evening highlights edition with live studio links. We're just so excited about it, and we're going to go full retro. We're going to have the backdrops. We're going to have the sideburns. I'm working on them as we speak. Chris Ingram's already got the Tony Pond moustache and the David Appleby TR7 V8, and we are, you guessed it, going to have that music. And do you know what? Of all the things I'm excited about next week, and I am excited about the Roger Albert Clark, Wayne Goldwing knows this, I'm most excited about getting that propaganda theme tune going ahead of the live coverage of the RAC. So yeah, we won't mention it too often, but there's your little RAC fix. We are looking forward to it. I know you are too. But right now, you tuned in to the second round of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. It is the North Humberside Motor Club Stages Rally. It is our first of 2 visits to Cadwell Park, and normally it is icy and cold and raining and pretty unfriendly at Cadwell Park at this time of year. Today it was 10 degrees driving here, not a sign of ice, barely a sign of dew. Almost tropical, not as tropical as those of you who are on a beach in Gran Canaria or Spain, admittedly. Good to have former winner of this event, actually, Neil Roskell, joining us on live stream. Knows what it takes to win at Cadwell Park, and we'll be watching closely. If you've just tuned in, your big pal Mark Kelly with Paul Morris alongside has had a big off in the first stage, bashing the hay bale chicane and damaging that Skoda R5 with steam pouring out of it, and able to continue. You know how that goes, Neil. I'm sure you're gutted for them. So yeah, really unusually, I won't say warm, it's not warm, that would be overcooking it, literally, but really unusually friendly conditions weather-wise here at Cadwell Park. As always, it's great to get back into Cadwell and see how well the place is looking. But not only that, the investment going in, the famous John Stone Hospitality Suite. I'm sure they're going to have to name the new hospitality suite after John Stone, aren't they? As you see, stop talking rubbish. Woodford, Cameron Barclay is off the circuit. Richard Farrell, stage selection. Just really getting away with it, like we saw some of our juniors do this morning, getting the car crossed up, coming into barn. It's slippery, it's off camber. and if your back end steps out and then you get on the grass, you are a passenger. But managing to stop that Mini Cooper before it ends up in the tyres there. Fair old thump if you do make it as far as the tyre wall or the Armco. And it's just as you come around that corner at Barn and you see the merge, and your co-driver's saying you've got to slow it down, you're merging, or you're splitting to the left. Yeah, it's a merge the other way around this afternoon, isn't it? But it's a split at this point. So you've got to get the car stopped and quite tight into the left. It's, in rally terms, it's the tightens. And it's as you do that your balance drops away, and it does drop away there at Barn. It does it the right way around, but in the wrong direction. It's uphill as well, and then it levels off, which doesn't help the balance of the car. There's that gorgeous Triumph 2000 of Lee Sellers. Don't often describe rally cars as gorgeous. It's a bit of an uncomfortable word, really, isn't it? But that really is. And you had a quick glimpse at the dashboard earlier, didn't you? And that looked great. Love to be inside that Triumph 2000, swinging it around Cadwell Park. And you are swinging a big old Triumph 2000 around. 2.5 litre engine around a slippery circuit like Cadwell Park. Have we got any results for the mini challenge on its own, or is it mixed in with the other crews? You heard a couple of the crews talking about their title fight, the tarmac edition of the Mini Cooper Challenge does go down to the wire here. Jacob Neal pushing hard for the title, and some results from that. Find some specific Mini Challenge results, but if we just go back to the juniors, who you will see next. Mackenzie Snowden, who came through with a lot of damage to that Suzuki Alto, has managed after 2 stages this morning. They opened the billing here at Cadwell Park to take 6 seconds out in front from Daniel Taylor and Stuart Gilks. I'll tell you what, Dan Taylor kept things really neat and tidy. Dad Mike was waiting here at the finish, looking nervous and hopping about. Mind you, he was stood in the queue 20 minutes before the start of the clubhouse getting a coffee, so he can't be that nervous. But Mike will be chuffed with that performance from his lad Daniel. Riley Chester, Victoria Swallow are in 3rd place in the juniors, that's just 2 seconds back, from Dan Taylor's, nice and tight. Only 8 seconds back from then. Joshua Slaughter, Ben Wild, they had that big do that they got away with, just got away with at Barn. Jack Birch, Mike Jode in the micro, the second of the micros. Riley Chester being the first, back in 5th place, 24 seconds back, bit of a bigger gap back to them. Then it's Thomas Marriott, Largo Lloyd Edwards, Matty Franklin, Charlie Matthewson, and Ian Bass, our junior 1000 championship leaders coming into this round, are way down in 9th place at the moment, dropping back to that through the 2nd stage. They had a good clean run through stage 1. Just a bit of a challenging 2nd stage to the day, so they'll need to get the pace picked up. Stages 3 and 4 up next ahead of the main field on the main stage 3 of the event. Lewis Arnold and Ross Cudmore. Again, another bent door on Ross Cudmore's Peugeot 107. Plenty of Peugeot 107s at the scrapyard and the salvage yards getting raided after this rally for doors, wing mirrors and other bits of trim that are currently scattered around the circuit here at Cadwell Park. But good performance all round from our juniors, and they're all still running, and it's a formidable place to go rallying. It's slippery, as we saw a number of them having quite big moments in some cases. Getting away with it, and we've got to say, when we spoke to them at the end of those 2 stages, well, they were fairly entertaining, weren't they, to talk to? No PR robots, that it's become a cliche to say in the Junior 1000 Championships, and real characters. And we love to see that. We've seen a few of them on bigger and better things over the years. And there's that really raucous looking and sounding 306 S16 engined 205 of Jamie McBain from Ryan Stutzbury. We'll take a short break now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go then for stage 3. We're back live on special stage for round 2 of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship, and that car that you can hear, I'm delighted to say, is car number 2, Mark Kelly and Paul Morris. It's fired back into life. There seemed to be a problem with the brakes causing that issue earlier, which caused them to go off in the pit lane and hit the hay bales. There was some damage to the car. The steam that we saw looked to be coming from the rear end, not from the radiator. There's very minimal damage to the front of this car. In fact, the bonnet pin is about the only victim of the incident earlier. Now things have been straightened out, so the scrutineers are going to re-scrutineer the Skoda Fabia R5, and then we hopefully will see the winner of the opening round at Alton Park, Mark Kelly, and a man who has won here at Cadwell Park in the past, back out in the Skoda with Paul Morris, our Pro Tyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship coordinator, in the co-driver's seat, but we probably are not going to see them out for stage 3 and 4. He's just fiddling with the settings on the car at the moment. Ironically, the fault showing on the dashboard is actually a lambda sensor, nothing to do with the impact itself. So now that's changed, and now they've messed around with some of the settings. Mark, after such a fantastic opening round, absolutely gutted for you to look like you were going out at such an early stage of this round 2, but now it looks like you might see you back on the stage.
We'll see. We're still getting the error code, so if we can clear that, check the car over, then yeah, maybe miss the next 2 and try and get out from stage 5 this afternoon.
You've won here before, but you've also given us some hellish battles over the years. This is where you cut your teeth in this championship, and obviously you've gone on from there to do the closed road rallies, and you're getting faster and faster all the time. You were untouchable at Alton Park, and I know you weren't necessarily expecting that given the entry list that we saw.
Yeah, and we came here today, and ironically on the start line I just said to Paul, just 0 mistakes today. So we weren't going out there trying to be aggressive or trying to get the jump. We were just going out to drive to the field, really. And I've just obviously come into that section now, and whether it's the fact it wasn't used yesterday as part of the track day, so it's very greasy maybe on the entrance into the pit lane, and I've just outbraked myself, really. But
although we have had reports that the brakes were glowing red, which at that point in the first stage, you shouldn't really be seeing red brake discs, so maybe a problem as well.
The brakes felt okay on the way to the stage. I wasn't necessarily warming them, but there was a good pedal there.
I like that. I'm giving you a rally driver excuse for the taking, and you're not taking it.
Well, no, because up until that point, we were good. And as I say, coming into the pit lane, I thought I'd come out the throttle a touch early, and then it just seemed to come on suddenly, and obviously we were carrying too much speed and I couldn't get the car turned in. So really frustrating, but very hard. Yeah, there we go.
But we're going to see back out hopefully after this loop of stages, so at that point it's very much a case you'll be able to see where you fit in with the leaderboard, with the pace, and that'll probably be even more disappointing for you.
And particularly the way Patrick started as well, it would have been nice to have...
Who would have had that?
Unbelievable, and the lad's obviously talented. We knew that with him coming here, but first proper rally as such, and would have been nice to have had a battle with him. If we can get out for the afternoon, then maybe we can see where their times are.
Mark Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, the man who won so convincingly at round 1. He's got back just in time, Morris, with your brand new Michelin hat on. Look at that.
Sean Chetwin looking after me.
Well, it was disappointing. We offered Mr. Kelly a rally driver excuse there with the brakes glowing red, but he wasn't taking it as far as he's concerned. It's one of them things, it was slippery, and he's just pleased that the car's not as damaged as we initially thought, and you'll be back out possibly.
Hopefully, yeah. We're looking at going out, definitely stage 5, but we'll try and get out on stage 4 if it's possible. But it's just a shame it's rallying. Mark was driving really well. If I felt the need to slow him down, I would have, and I didn't need to.
The hay bales did that for you.
Yeah, yeah. It's that pit lane. But yeah, it's a great venue, and I was enjoying it.
It's your first time here?
Yeah, I come and watched BSB here about 15 years ago, so it's, especially at this speed in here, it's quite demanding for the co-driver and keeping your head down, keeping your place on the
I think that's what people don't see necessarily watching at home, and certainly they don't think of that necessarily when they think of circuit rallying. You're far more used to rallying on closed roads, and you've been at the highest level that we've got, and this in concept is perhaps a little less involved, but actually when you're out there, especially at a circuit like this, it's blooming quick.
Yeah, it's quick and it's intricate, and it's quite demanding on the co-driver because you come into that split junction, you're coming in there 3 times, you've got to know which way to go, and you've got to be a step ahead of the game, really. And in the speed of one of these, they're covering the ground, and yeah, it's not easy.
You take a wrong slot on the Manx, you can reverse, get back on the stage and go. You take a wrong slot here, it's rally over.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it is on the split, it's illegal to turn around, so you either do an extra lap or a lap less, and you're penalised for it.
Paul Morris, ladies and gentlemen, coordinator of the Pro Tyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship, getting his winter rally fix here with Mark Kelly, or hopefully getting his winter rally fix if we get this Skoda Fabia R5 back out this afternoon after that earlier disappointment. We're just awaiting the Junior 1000 crews to head back out onto the stages. You can just see the spectators there alongside the spectator bank here at Cadwell Park, enjoying themselves. And it's good to have you guys joining us as well. Craig Smith, one of our, well, I'll call you a guest member of the team these days, Craig, but is enjoying watching the coverage at home. Mark Brown watching YouTube on the TV. That's why we put it on YouTube as well. It's a really easy way of getting the coverage onto the TV, isn't it? Derry Dalton, he's cheering on Davey Dalton in the RX-8. We're just going to have a little wander around, see if we can find Patrick O'Donovan. I'm wandering around the service area, which is located in the paddock here at Cadwell Park. So while you guys are watching the action, just bear in mind I might not be able to see what you can see, although at the moment I am trying to multitask, and I do have the coverage on as well, so I can see a little bit of what you can see. But we'll keep an eye on the comments, and we'll do what we did at Alton Park for this third stage of the day. We'll do a wander through the service area and just get a bit of reaction and a bit of insight from some of our competitors out here. And I particularly do want to talk to Patrick O'Donovan and Jack Morton as well, because we just weren't expecting that. These are fairly specialist rallies, and to come out and be fighting so high up as he was at that stage is mighty impressive. I can't see Patrick around. Where is he, Neil? Can you see him? Oh, there he is. Stood talking to Peter Shearer. Neil Horns, you must be impressed with how this guy's going. I didn't realise you were running the Hyundais as well these days.
Yeah, he's going real well. Settled into it good, to be fair. Nice, clean drive, so see how it goes rest of the day.
Those people who don't know who you are at home, you're somebody who, back in the day, you were National Group N Rally champion, weren't you, in an Escort Cosworth?
Yeah, back in the day we did a few good events, won a few events, yeah.
And these days, ATM Engineering, your company based not far from here in Goole, in East Yorkshire. You guys run a lot of the cars for this championship now, don't you?
Yeah, we do get involved with quite a few of them, Paul, yeah.
And you developed those S2000 turbo cars that we've seen Graham Coffey and other people go so well in.
Yeah, that's right, we did.
Kev Proctor's car was, I think that was the first one you did, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, Kev's was the first car, yeah.
So maybe not somebody that you recognise seeing his face on the screen, but certainly a champion in terms of running the cars, and formerly a national champion in his own right as well. Peter Shearer, who is a very well-known journalist, is just chatting to Patrick. You look very unassuming out of the car, but inside that car you're a force to be reckoned with. Where did that come from?
I don't know, to be honest. Obviously never done anything like this before in my life, so just got out there, keeping my nose clean, just the head down. But no, I have no idea. You know, I'm just 19-year-old, just enjoying some music, having a bit of fun outside the car.
But I mean, this is a hell of an entry. And you know, we did expect, with the name on the window and with the car, that you came here with the pressure on your shoulders to be in the top 10 somewhere, I think. But to be leading, credibly at this point, is quite good. It's a really difficult venue. I've driven around this venue many times, especially when it's slippery, and you just seem to take it in your stride. What have you done coming into rallying? What have you done beforehand?
So I started I did a bit of autocross when I was 12, and then started rallycross when I was 14 in a Suzuki Swift. Spent a bit of time in that, then into a cross car, the buggy, the RX-150, and then I've had 2 years now in supercars, and I've done European, and we've done some of the world event recently. I got a podium last weekend, the World Championship. So we've done a lot of driving, to be fair, in the last I've only been racing for about 5 or 6 years now, so done a lot of driving. I'm really enjoying it, but well, this is a complete different beast. I'm not going to jinx anything or say anything, but happy to be in the position right now and going to keep our head down. It's very slippery out there. I think I was quite surprised. You know, we came here, we did the track day yesterday, just to get a feel for the car.
In the rally car?
In the rally car, yeah. I've only done a few laps in this car so far, so just not too much experience in it, but it's a really nice car to drive. It's super forgiving, and you know, to have Jack next to me it's really helpful as well. He's very experienced, and he's
cut his teeth on events like this before going to the heady heights of the championship that he's just won.
Yeah, he's been around the block, so it's good to have him with me, and he knows where to push me, and a few times if I'm maybe a little bit too fast into a few corners, he's pulling me back. But no, really happy with it, and hopefully we can carry some momentum going on.
So there you go. We're just waiting for our juniors to go back onto the stage, and that is, as we've seen from Chris Ingram and we've seen from Elliot Payne, that is a way to go rallying and get yourself to the top of the sport. But actually, as Patrick has shown us, you can start in rallycross in a Suzuki Swift and then go to buggies and then supercars and then come here to Cadwell Park and be leading a heady entry list
right after 2 stages, which is fantastic. So chilled, just listening to some music with his boombox here outside of the car, enjoying himself at 19 years old. That's what every 19-year-old surely want to be doing with their Sunday. Thank you to Patrick. We will catch up with him later as well. I do want to get a quick word with Jack. I don't think I've managed to catch you since you took the title, actually. What a season for you, and to be out here getting somebody new into the sport, and you weren't expecting to be leading the rally.
And it's not going too badly, is it, to be fair? No, I've had a really, really good season alongside Callum. The Pro Tyre Championship's just been awesome this year. Both me and him just loved every minute of it. Every rally was great.
And we genuinely did not know which way that would go until the last rally, which is fantastic.
Which is great. Like, it keeps everybody interested going into the final round between us and Neil. And fair play to Neil. Like, we always joke on about and take the mick out of him and all that sort of stuff. But for a guy who's only had 4 or 5 years worth of rallying and be battling to win an actual overall championship is really fair play to him. So, like, we had to actually get our finger out, me and Callum, on a few rallies. So, but yeah, for instance, like the Manx, we just love the Manx. Even the down rally we didn't finish, the rally was great. Just every single rally in the championship, and the plan is to come back and do it again next year.
But it delivered everything, didn't it? You guys, on your way to the title, had accidents, you had big moments, you had big wins, you had big battles.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely, it had everything. Just can't take the hat off enough to both Pauls and Doniford, how they organised the championship and how they got it running, and like everybody that sponsored it, and both me and Cam just had an absolute ball. So yeah, the plan is to come back next year and to go and try and get 2 in a row. That's the plan. But yeah, obviously today different sort of kettle of fish alongside an absolute novice who's never been in it. Like, he's did a few bits of testing in a rally car, but not an actual rally. So like we did the track day here yesterday just to try and give him a bit of familiarisation. For one, being in the car, and 2, somebody sitting alongside him talking to him all the time, because he's used to a spotter just talking to him every now and then. Obviously, co-driver's a little bit different. So, but
you take your spotter with you on these ones.
Exactly, yeah. I'll be spotter next year. I've already said to the Sam, I'll replace him next year if this goes well today. So, but no, it couldn't have gone any better. And he's just in a really comfortable pace. He's not overdriving. He's not pushing. He's just he reminds us quite similar of when I used to sit alongside, like when I co-drove for Frank Bird. It's just that natural ability of just no stress. Everything's calm. Drive, just the talent just
like Frank, you can see that he knows how to move the car around underneath him, which is important on these types of rallies, because you've got some really high speed braking zones here, which when it gets wet, and it's just starting to rain now, it's going to get pretty slippery and treacherous out there, and you've still got to get the speed on.
Exactly that, and it's known when the car, because he's used to 600 brake horsepower and the car moving a lot, so he knows if the car starts to slide, he knows exactly the reaction to do. Same with Frank, when he was racing, he knows the reaction of the car. So it's just a natural. It's when these kids are born in like the year 2000s and that, they are pretty good. It's quite depressing that he's born in 2004.
And a word for our juniors. You're just seeing on the stage now a fantastic performance so far from Jack Birch in that little micro, but it starts there, doesn't it, for a lot of our stars?
Yeah, 100%. Like it's really good that this rally's brought back the junior rally to be running in between our rally, because they say that's where they get the experience from, and that's where people like Chris Ingram, Miriam Evans, I remember, like all them boys have all started in the juniors.
You put your teeth in the juniors, didn't you, back in the day?
No, I've never actually done a junior rally before co-drive for anybody, no, so that's still something to be ticked off, really, because I like helping like up and coming sort of drivers, like I know Patrick, but first time sort of thing. But yeah, I love sort of.
You might be winning the rally. He's still a new and upcoming driver.
He's still a newbie, still a complete novice against a lot of experience here. So yeah, no, it's going well so far, and it's great to see the juniors out and about.
And a word for a man who you knew well, and was always a big supporter of mine here at Cadwell Park. And you mentioned his son Frank, who you sat in with, Paul Bird.
Yeah.
Gutted to have lost him this year. He would have loved being here. He always loved this rally, and he was a big supporter of yours and Jern Frank's in that car.
Yeah, absolutely. We found out on the Friday evening of Rally Ceredigion on the way to the ceremony start, and I just couldn't believe it. Absolute, as everyone knows, absolute legend, absolute hero. He did his thing his own way, and he's massive miss, and he leaves such an important legacy in 4 wheels and in 2. So he loved. There's nothing that he was more proud about when he used to come to the rallies, watch Frank rally, win rallies, and he used to just be absolutely over the moon. So yeah, massive miss for Birdie.
As you can see, the juniors are on the stage. That is your champion co-driver in the Pro Tyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship, which concluded this year, and in such style. That is Jack Morton, who sat alongside Callum Black in that series, and he's here with Patrick O'Donovan leading the North Humberside Stages Rally at Cadwell Park, and very convincingly, new driver, new to rallying, And it's a big enough ask, getting your head around driving one of these cars, although he drives a far higher powered version of the car in Rallycross, to actually be coming here to Cadwell Park, which is a very specialist venue, and being able to string together not only competitive times and consistent times, but also keep it out of the furniture and be leading at this point amidst what is a pretty impressive leaderboard. It's just really impressive. Mackenzie Snowden, Jonathan Turnbull and Suzuki Alto have got the wing mirror just about strapped back on. He's even chasing Jack Birch and Mike Joad down in the little micro there. And they were leading after the first two stages of the junior rally here, which of course ran ahead of the main field if you joined us for the early part of the broadcast before the seniors came through. Same thing here. Stages 3 and 4 for the juniors take place before stage 3 for the seniors. So you'll see all of the junior drivers, and do take note, ladies and gentlemen, because we have had, as Jack mentioned there, not only Chris Ingram, Elliot Payne, champions this year, European Rally champion, youngest ever Gold Star, two-time Gold Star champion, but also Myron Evans and a number of other top British drivers have come through that Junior 1000 programme. And you do have to take your hat off to the guys who organised that series, because it started exactly how it has continued. They've stayed true to what they were trying to do. Tristan Dodd in the early days wanted to provide a real grassroots way into rallying, and he's actually provided a credible route to the very top of the sport. So keep your eye on those competitors this weekend. Charlie Matthewson, Ian Bass come here leading the junior championship by, I think it's about 12 points in the leaderboard table. If you check out the Junior 1000 website, the leaderboards and details of the events are on there. Our leading senior crews, though, are making their way out to the stage. The two Hyundais just drove past me then. Mark Kelly, Paul Morris. The big news is that despite they're off in the pit lane earlier on, which we think may have been due to a technical problem with the Skoda R5, we'll be back out this afternoon. Patrick O'Donovan, as I walk past, is just getting the car reversed out. We'll be heading out to the stage. Steve Hill in the same camp in that ATM engineering team run by Neil Horns. I'll tell you what, he's leading the rally. He's doing a fantastic job, but reversing out of the service area is not Patrick O'Donovan's forte. Luckily for whoever that Mercedes coupe is, parked there opposite their service area, he has somebody guiding him, but they're not easy. You can't see behind you, and let's face it, we're not bothered about what he does when he's going in reverse, are we? We're more concerned with what he does when he's going forward, and he's doing that well so far this weekend. Plenty of problems. James Toynton in the Mini got towed back in earlier and was having a real issue. I can just see them bolting bits back onto Mark Kelly and Paul Morris's Skoda R5. As you can see, if you're just tuning in, we're back underway here at Cadwell Park for the North Humberside Stages Rally. This is the third stage of the day. Junior 1000 Rally Championship back in action on the stage. It's starting to rain here, and the multitasking suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. I will try and get you some times. You have to bear with me, because we are at the moment, as I say, wandering around the service area in what has become a newly wet service area. I do want to catch up with some of our other drivers. I'm not sure. I was going to find John Stone. This is Laura Connell when I was talking to Jack Mawson, but she made herself very scarce when I walked over with the microphone. I didn't quite let myself down here. I'm losing my touch. Didn't quite manage to grab her before she disappeared, but I'm just having a wander around to see who else I can find before we head out back to the studio van. So to remind you, we'll be live for the whole of stage 3, both for the two junior stages and as well for the seniors straight afterwards. There won't be much of a gap in any of that. It's all going to be quite quick fire, so do stay tuned. Then we're going to have two stages at the middle point of the day where we're not going to be live, and then we're going to be back live for the 3 stages this afternoon. So do stay tuned and click the link to be reminded when we go live. You won't miss anything from today's second round of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. So Joshua Slaughter, Ben Wild, Good fast time through there. Charlie Matthews and Ian Bass come here leading the championship in the juniors. Perhaps not quite having it all their own way here at Cadwell Park. Jack Birch and Mike Jode in that little red and white Micra seem to, at the moment, have the measure of them. Go to results.djames.org.uk. You can follow the live results yourself as they come through. So, having had the most slippery of the tarmac all day by going out first when the stages were very green, and we saw that, didn't we, particularly at Barn. The juniors have got a whole new challenge on their hands now because it started to rain, and on top of the greasy surface from earlier, we're going to have rain, making things very tricky here. And believe me, Cadwell Park, just as it starts to rain, is at its most treacherous. It's better when it's completely wet and you can stick those wet tyres on. The Michelins always do a good job of making mincemeat of these circuit rallies once it starts to rain, but it's that phase when it just starts to rain and it's incredibly greasy. That's where the biggest challenge is, and that's just the point at which our juniors are out on the stage. So really having to show their ability, I think that's fair to say, so far this weekend. Extremely slippery this morning. They've all come through the stage and lived to fight another day. So Riley Chester is just rolling past me in the service area, and I can hear the big British thumping V8 soundtrack of Anthony Windle's TR7 V8. There it is, backing out onto the slip road in the service area to head out to the stage. And doesn't that sound marvellous? I'm not sure if you can hear that burble, bit of damage on the back of that big British sports car. I drove a TR7 recently, and do you know what? It didn't disappoint. Absolutely loved every minute of it. You'll be able to see that on the Great British Car Share with Sarah Crabtree very soon. Dan Taylor, Stuart Gilt. I'm going to try and catch up. I wanted to chat to Mike Taylor at the finish of the last stage, and there, Mackenzie Snowden, plastic tarpaulin taped to the side window now. I've got John Goff here. We can chat to him about the Mini Cooper Challenge because that's been a great start. So we'll talk to him first, and then we'll look for Mike Taylor for that chat. John, we spoke to you earlier, but the Mini Challenge here at Cadwell Park looks to be providing plenty of thrills. Everyone enjoying himself.
Thrills, yeah, that's a good way. That's a good point. I think that was fair to say. You know, we've got a good turnout of cars, and they're all having fun, and that's the main thing. And
one thing I know you'll be excited about, because that's why you do this, is you've got some new faces out there who have entered rallying via the Mini Cooper Challenge.
Well, you know where my background, and it was always about bringing people to the sport, and that's what we're still trying to do. And we've got a package that works. Is it affordable? What is affordable nowadays? But I can't make it any more affordable at the moment. So,
comparatively speaking, it is.
Yes, quite, of course. But you know, we know very well that it's one of those things where we can't actually cut any more. We've got the certain costs we have to meet, and we've got it. But yes, you can still have lots of fun out there and enjoy the sport.
Like you, Tristan Dodd was a man who had a vision about getting people into the sport, and look what he's built. We just see the juniors, Tom Marriott driving past us there, back from the stage. What a fantastic job they're doing out there, and what great things that championship has done.
Yeah, the juniors has been a massive success. You know, we have to go back to the old 1400 BTRDA to actually find anything anywhere near successful, probably. And my vision, and everybody's vision, is with the minis that you know, we're the next stepping stone. You know, like we heard the good news back from Japan today, and I've got pictures of Elvin 3 foot in the air in his Micra, 3 foot in the air in his...
Has he done it? I've not seen.
Yeah. Oh, he's won in Japan.
Oh, scooped. Elvin Evans has won in Japan. Fantastic.
So we've got a picture of the Micra 2 foot in the air. We've got a picture of the ST 2 foot in the air. Picture of the R2 2 foot in the air. And now we've got a picture of the Toyota 4 foot in the air. So it shows it's possible if we have the right, you know, structure in the sport a little bit more. So that's what we're always wanting to bring people in, new people in.
Couldn't have said it better myself, but he spent his whole career saying it, so we'll go with that. John Goff just giving us a bit of a flavour for the passion that is behind the scenes in our sport in this country, for providing pathways not only for people to enjoy their rallying, but for people to be genuinely competitive and rise up the ranks. And you are seeing the junior
rally drivers on stage, and we're having a wander around the service area again as I try and catch up with a few names and hopefully voices you will recognise. I can see the Team Lotus bits area in the service area, so I want to try and catch up with Mike and, if I can, Kathy as well. Mum and Dad, who will be so proud of Dan's performance out there. Second overall, wasn't he, in the juniors after the second stage this morning when they went out ahead of the seniors in the opening stage of the day. They'll be rightly proud because among their achievements are class championship victories here in the Circuit Rally Championship. There he is. He's hard at work because when you become a rally dad after you've been a rally driver, you find out that it's actually harder work. Mike Taylor, you must be incredibly proud of the job that Dan's doing out there.
Yeah, he's doing okay. I think he's second overall at the moment, so he's doing really well.
Just as modest on his behalf as you were when you were doing your own competing in this championship.
Yeah, well, it's a shame not to be here, but hopefully we're back out next year.
But you've got a more important job, arguably, to do today, which is we were just talking to John Goff, and I don't know if Tristan is around anyway here, Tristan Dodd here today, but what a championship they provided, and we've seen real stars come from this.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a really good opportunity for the young kids. They can get out and play, and it's safer to play here than play on the streets.
That's one way of putting it. A bit more expensive to play here than in the streets. But, we're used to seeing you and Kathy Stewart in your pair of Lotus Sunbeams with the Team Lotus bits emblazoned down the side. Are we going to see you both back here in the Circuit Rally Championship?
Yes, you'll see us back next year.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's a promise.
We'll be back out next year.
So on the rounds where you've got juniors, you're going to be very busy.
Yes, we will be. We're hill climbing and sprinting this year, so next year, though, back rallying.
Is Kathy around somewhere?
Yeah, she is. She's hiding away so much. She's not in the van. Youngest is in the van, but she's around watching.
We'll try and catch up with Kathy later on. That's Mike Taylor, competitor that if you followed the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship, you will know the name and you'll recognise the car very well, even if, like me, you only ever see him with a helmet on, so wouldn't necessarily know what he looks like outside of the car. The queue for the stage is growing, which means we're just getting to the end of the junior rally here for the third and fourth stages of the day for those young drivers, and then we'll get the seniors out on the stage for this third stage of the day. Hello to Steve Harkness, Adrian Baker, Neil Roskell. Neil, I hope you heard our chat with Jack Morton earlier on in the service area, who of course is in with Patrick O'Donovan leading the rally at the moment. He threw back to and paid tribute to what a fantastic battle he'd had with you and Andrew Ruffhead in the Pro Tyre Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship this season. It was a spectacle to behold and something that we all felt very privileged to be watching unfold and telling the story of, I suppose. And I know you'll be back, and that fight will be back on in 2024. We're looking forward to that. To John Cope, who you may remember actually co-drove for Graham Coffey on the opening round at Alton Park. I bet that was interesting inside that car at times. Two well-heeled drivers inside the car together. What could possibly go wrong? Good result for them as well, given that it's about the only rally, in fact it is the only rally that Graham does in the year now. He spends the rest of the year on a yacht, allegedly, and I suppose why not? I think if that was me, it's not far off my plan of action. I think I might do a few more rallies though, just to balance the sailing a little bit, but why not? To Steve Johnson, who would normally be out on this rally. Unfortunately, he's not very well in hospital. Big friend of mine and of this circuit as well. Hope you're doing well, Steve. Enjoying the coverage and getting your recovery back on track. Need you back out here. Ruining my competitions of Guess the Car on Facebook. As always. Howard Price is watching and wishing good luck to Jason and Lee Wilson. Tell you what, they don't need your good luck wishes, do they? I'm sure they're grateful for them, but what a performance again so far for two stages. We talk about Darien weather, or I talk about Darien weather all the time. We had a bit of it at Alton Park for the first part of the day at least, but you never get Darien weather at Cadwell Park because we've seen, even when it's going well in a Darien, things can always go wrong. And Jason and Lee Wilson, first time here at Cadwell Park, have once again shown a clean set of heels in the class. As Ken Sturdy drives past me here in the service area. You'll recognise, again, maybe by livery and car more than anything else, the ITX Spectrum team. Ken was entered today and was going to do the rally as well as doing the RAC next week, actually. but he cracked his ribs in the accident on the Moulton Forest stages a few weeks ago. So wants to give himself the biggest possible recovery time ahead of coming out for the RSC next week, because I mean we're going to be in a studio van, but it's going to be hard enough work for us, let alone doing the rally, a grueling event, the most grueling event in the UK, for 5 solid days inside a rally car. He'll hate me for this, but I'm going to grab Andy Townend, who you're servicing for Phil. Well, you're running Phil at Maple Garage today, and Katie Burton in that Impreza. They were going well earlier on. It's unlike Phil to come out of the blocks that fast.
No, he's going well today. Yeah, he's normally a slow starter, but he's gone well today.
See how sideways he was through stage 2.
I've only seen him through here, but yeah, he looks to be going good.
Came out of barn fully broadside, and he'll frame that. He'll have it on repeat in his office.
Yeah, no doubt, mate. Yeah.
You've run a lot of cars in this series, and you've been here a lot at Cadwell Park. It's a great series, and this event, as you can see, we've got spectators all around us here. It's always great to have people here, isn't it?
Yeah, they're a good event for people to come and watch. It's ideal for them to come and see. Plenty of cars go around, so long may it continue.
Enjoying yourself?
Yeah, all good, mate. Yeah.
That's Andy Townend, a man who needs no introduction if you do rallying in this area, in this neck of the woods. He's run everyone from Le Mans winners to rally champions, and today's running the Maple Garage team. Phil and Katie Burton in the yellow Impreza that went so well and so sideways earlier on. I'm just actually wandering. I was in the service area. I'm actually wandering through the spectator area here at Cadwell Park now, and it's a place that I like to be because it's so busy and there's always a cracking atmosphere. And I mentioned earlier the spectacle of the juniors and any competitors going through the assembly area here, which is just a great place to watch rallying, because you can get really up close to the cars. And we had on the Alan Healy rally earlier in the year a hairpin where the cars came down, where you can see the grandstand if you are looking here. Just see where the grandstand is in the distance. The cars came down there, did a hairpin left and went up the hill. Yeah, just exactly where you're looking now. And that's where Michael Igoe had his big accident, so he clumped that post coming down there with the Rally 2 Fiesta and ended up parked just next to the Cadwell Park podium, just down here in the assembly area. A bit of drama which he will be understandably doing everything to avoid today. I'll continue my wander around the service area. Hello to Mark Grant, watching from East Yorkshire, not far away. Perhaps you want to get out for the afternoon stages here at Cadwell and join us for some of the action, because it's going to be explosive. We're going to have fireworks on and off the stage, I'm pretty sure. I'll give you a bit of a spectator's view here. You can just see where I'm stood in the middle of all the spectators down here near the assembly area, and it just gives you a flavour. If you can get down to this event or any of the events on the calendar in the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship, this is stage 4, by the way, of the Junior 1000 Championship event today, which runs ahead of the main field on the odd-numbered stages. They do their 2 stages ahead of the main field, run back-to-back. If you can get down to any of these rounds, or indeed down to Cadwell Park today, do, because, and there is Dan Taylor, who we were just talking about earlier on with his proud dad, Mike Taylor. There is Championship leader Charlie Mathewson through the assembly area. The name you will probably recognise from the popular classic car TV series Bangers and Cash. The Mathewsons, based up in North Yorkshire, Thorntonley Dale, which is it's about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more from here, but one of their local events in the junior calendar at least. And they had a pair of cars as well out, didn't they, on the recent Moulton Forest rally, and then took the cars covered in mud to the NEC Classic Motor Show, which was fantastic. Producer Wayne just said he relished the thought of people walking past Tutting because they hadn't bothered to wash their cars. Those 2 Escorts, Mark 1 and Mark 2, in the Mathewson's colours, look brilliant, covered in mud. Mike English, who really should be out here with us, but had that unfortunate engine problem at round 1 at Alton Park, and I understand he's still trying to get that sorted on the Fiesta Rally 2. He's taking his time to do it because his focus is on the closed roads of the Pro Time Motorsport UK Asphalt Rally Championship, albeit we hope he will join us for more rounds of this Winter Circuit Rally Championship Series as well. Mike English has joined us. Mark Sands is sat in the grandstand on the start-finish straight, just waiting for stage 3 to start. Mark Gorn's asking who's leading. Patrick O'Donovan with Jack Morton alongside, and that might not be a name you are familiar with. It's son of Ollie O'Donovan, who's got Ashley Morris alongside him in the second of the Hyundais. But this is Patrick's first ever rally. He's done rallycross in the junior series in the Suzuki Swifts, in the RX 150 buggies, and in the supercars latterly, which basically is like the car he's driving now, but with 600 odd horsepower. So you might say he's fairly well versed at handling these cars, and that's probably why he's done so well in the first couple of stages here, to be leading ahead of a very, very strong entry here at Cadwell Park. But take nothing away from him to be leading on your first rally on what is a pretty specialist type of single venue rally, and a pretty slippery and challenging venue. Is mighty impressive. Let's refresh the juniors and just have a look at where we currently are. So Mackenzie Snowden, after 4 stages then. Jonathan Turnbull, they opened their day by rearranging bodywork on the side of that Suzuki Alto quite badly, and you'll see that white car has the plastic on the driver's window. However, it hasn't at all slowed them down. Still leading, and he's leading the way by 22 on the stage. Daniel Taylor, Stuart Gilks still in second place, just 22 seconds back. Behind them, Riley Chester, Victoria Swallow, on an identical overall time in an equal second place at the moment, so in third place and just keeping an eye up ahead, and only 7 seconds behind Joshua Slaughter, Ben Wild. Then it's Jack Birch, Mike Joad, Tom Marriott, Rob Brooke, Largo, Lloyd Edwards, Karen Tomlinson, Charlie Mathewson, championship leader, Ian Bass, struggling a little bit here at Cadwell Park, but moving up through the last stage, stage 3 for the juniors, into 8th, dropping Matty Franklin and Steve Cox, who had that massive slide and got away with it at Barn through the second, was it the first or second stage of the day, wasn't it? No, first stage of the day. Sorry, just ignore me, I'm still here arguing with myself in the middle of a service area. Lewis Arnold, John Shepherd round out the top 10, then Ross Cudmore, Graham Mines, who having a bit of a struggle today to get into the rhythm at Cadwell Park, and had also an off in the first couple of stages, leading to a bit of damage on the car, which no doubt is haunting them at this point of the rally, just languishing a little back in 11th place. Although, to be fair, only 6 seconds back from that top 10 leaderboard as things stand. So it's quite close in the Junior 1000 Rally Championship, and as you watch the coverage now, we're on to the final stages for the morning part of this second round of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. And we'll then have our reigning champions John Griffiths and Emma Morrison launching into the stage in the Fiesta R5 that took them to that championship title. Indeed, winners of this event last year, and a pair who will take nothing less than a strong result from this round. John's someone who, again, like a number of our competitors, Michael Igoe for one, Stephen Johansson, came from circuit racing, from GT racing, and joined this championship in a Group N Subaru. He then went from there to a Peugeot 208 T16 that we've seen Kyron Hankin deliver very strong results in at the first round here, and some last year as well. And he swapped out, he didn't quite get on with that car as well. Kyron's managed to hook up that 208 T16. John Griffiths, not quite so, but he's definitely hooked up that Fiesta R5 that took him to the title. So that's what we've got to look forward to. Hello to Harry Forrest joining us watching at home. If you're watching on YouTube, hello to you as well, or on Motorsport UK TV. Unfortunately, I am not bad these days at multitasking. But watching 2 streams at once on one phone while walking around the service area, trying to keep a track of what's going on the stage and bring you some reaction from our crews is not going to happen today. So bear with me. But wherever you're watching from, it's great to have you with us. This new format that we've put together for this year. Fair play to Wayne Goldring, the producer at Special Stage, because it's been no mean feat. And let's have a word with Josh Slaughter, some of our juniors. Pulling back in, 4th place at the moment after that stage. His face was like, oh God, I better stand up. Josh, you're going really well out there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going really well. Starting to drive as well, so got more grip. Could go nice and fast.
Actually, Ben, no, you're not getting away that easily, mate. You better come back as well. The worst part of Cadwell Park is the first part of the day because it's wet, it's green, and leaves. And these guys got that bit to deal with first off. And then it started to rain, which is the second worst part of coming to Cadwell Park.
Yeah, it was slippery on the first run, weren't there? There were a lot of twitchy moments, a few opposite lock, but handled it well. You know, getting to grips with it now is really progressing on with the car. Pulled 8 seconds on a second lap round,